Awesome. Okay. I think we're live. I don't know how many people we got watching us yet, but if you guys can hear us, just let me know in the chat. If you guys are in here, I might not have anybody yet. Let's see. I love doing all this back end stuff. I'll try to figure this out. Hey, there we go. Hey, Michelle, can you hear us okay? Awesome. Instant shop. Nice. Awesome. Hey, Truth. How you doing, bud? Awesome. Yeah, I guess Justin and I are gonna be working. Mike just dipped out. We were all hanging out over on Mike's channel, so I got a bunch of stuff that I'm gonna kind of be doing. But yeah, if you guys got questions, we'll fire them away, and we'll try and answer them. I'm gonna pull up on my other PC back here. I had the chat up earlier, so that actually worked out really well for me because I'm sitting here steaming some clothes and doing stuff, and I pulled the chat window up on that PC, and it was all nice and big, so I can actually see everything over there. But you guys can still hear me when I'm talking, so that actually works out pretty good. So awesome.
I'm just popping out the chat. There we go.
Yeah.
I'm not really doing eBay work, guys. I'm doing some YouTube work, so I can be closer to
I'll let you entertain the kids then a little bit, and I'm gonna try and at least get some of these things ironed before I start snapping some photos. So, hey, Cosmic Thrifter, awesome. Yeah, let's shout some people out here real quick. Like I said, I don't get to go live very often, so Stony Creek Pickers, Sean Willie, awesome. Some Pac-Man, cool. Ike Don, awesome. Yeah, we got a lot of Josh. How you doing, Josh? Awesome.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Beard Head Picker Show.
It's the same show. It's just a different channel. Mike, our buddy Mike over at Newfound Pass. I'm sure you guys all know who Mike is, and if you don't, go check out Mike over at Newfound Pass. I got a link to his channel down below. He had to dip out and said him and the wife were going to dinner. So he was all done. What did John say? Hey, you chumps are working on a Saturday? Yeah, we're trying to get a little bit of stuff done. Hey, John, if you want to come in, I'll drop a link. Actually, here, I'll throw it in. Hey, Tam, how you doing? Yeah, I'm actually working today. So I got me some Bluetooth wireless headphones so I can actually move around today and not be shackled to this thing. So hang on here, John, and I'll drop a link in our chat if you want to pop in. Let's see, working Hangout game. There we go. Ooh, wrong one. That's got all my hashtags. That's one that's got all my hashtags on it. Hang on, I gotta get a different link here.
Oh, John says he's been drinking. No, that's the perfect.
Oh, that's perfect. So, hey, so have I. I'm sitting right here. Look, I'm even drinking Bush. How often do you guys see me drink Bush? So
I'll be honest with you guys. I save most of my drinking for the weekdays. I'm not a big weekend drinker, man. It's weird, right? Like I'll have like a beer or two during the work week, like toward the end of the day. But
right,
yeah, not a big weekend. Right now, I'm drinking a Coke Zero. That's what's happening right now. Real exciting stuff. I'll keep the chat entertained and kind of let you know if anything funny gets said in chat while you do your steaming.
Yeah, unfortunately. Okay. All right, John. I just dropped a link in our private chat over there. In our secret chat. The first rule of the secret chat is we don't talk about the secret chat, right?
What's up, Nevermore Antiques, John? How'd your giveaway go? I haven't watched the giveaway yet. I saw that shoot, who was the winner? I saw someone won, but it was someone that I recognized the name, John, but I don't remember who it was.
Awesome. Oh, now I gotta log back into something else and move all my crap around again. Okay.
Hey, Star City Picker, how's it going, bud? Tam's place is having a cocktail. Good stuff. Good night to do it. Saturday night. Mother's Mustache Ainsley says, hey, Andy. Hey, Justin. I'll be listening as I cook dinner. Baked spaghetti. Oh, this sounds good. Listen to this. baked spaghetti, sweet peas, garlic knots, and they haven't figured out dessert yet. So now, real fast, Andy, because I'm not sure. Ansley is one of those names that could go either way, and the name Mother's Mustache is very confusing to me. Is Mother's Mustache a dude or a chick?
I'm almost 99% sure. So you just totally put me on the spot, but I'm almost 99% sure Ansley is female, I believe.
Okay. Because it always throws me because
so go ahead and correct us if we're wrong, but I'm pretty sure that Ansley's female.
It always confuses me because the pic is like a bearded, it's a bearded picture.
Yeah, right.
Very androgynous, the name. So
girl. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was 99% sure, but sometimes in these days anymore, you just never know.
Yeah, and if you don't identify as either, that's okay too. Just
right.
I don't want to step on any toes on Andy's channel.
Yeah, right. I'm okay with it. I'm not overly picky.
Yeah, the truth says Michelle Lathan sounds like a scammer who rented your item. Oh, Michelle Lathan had an issue. Let me just go up here and see.
Oh, I already had one? We were on a couple of minutes. Already got a troll. That's awesome.
Do you really? I don't see it.
Oh no! Oh, that's why I thought you said that Michelle caught one.
No.
I know she got one over on Mike's channel.
Yeah, I saw that. I sent y'all I sent Mike the deleted message because I could see him with being in the wrench. Just because I thought.
Okay.
Here's the funny part about that message was I don't think that whoever that was realizes Mike is a retired Marine and would tear whoever that was up if they were to meet in the streets.
Yeah, right.
I'm not trying to pick a fight with a Marine. I don't care how.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's funny.
I think there's probably some 75-year-old Marines that could probably still take me down.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some pretty wiry Marines. My father-in-law, he just passed away here a couple years ago. But I'll tell you what, man, he never backed down from nobody. I mean, even all the way to the very end. He'd be taking shots at my brother-in-law all the time, and I'd watch him go at it in their kitchen, and I'm like, my God, I go, this guy's almost 70 years old, man, and I mean, he's still got all the fight in the world left in him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's crazy. That was.
I don't know. Maybe he was just establishing dominance, in the house while I'm sitting there, just making sure I know. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's like, hey, you do you, man.
Yep.
That's funny.
I'll be right back. I forgot my wife, in her infinite wisdom, she left the house with like 4 candles burning downstairs, and I'm upstairs. So I'm gonna go blow those out because I always have a fear that the cats are gonna knock them down. And next thing
yeah, that's right. Yeah, you got cats. I say, yeah, with a dog, I wouldn't worry about it too much. But yeah, cats. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm definitely I'm not a cat person by any means, but yeah. All you guys in the chat, you guys all got you got pets, got cats, dogs, fish, hamsters. Well, you guys got? You guys all probably seen Lucy. She usually shows up on my Facebook every once in a while. My wife likes to dress her up and just abuses my poor dog. Actually, I don't know. I don't know if I don't think I put it on my Instagram, but I think I just put the. Yeah, I think it's just on my regular Facebook page. But my wife actually wrapped my dog with wrapping paper. And I guess on Ellen, if you guys watch Ellen or not, I guess she had a contest here the other day on the most interesting or the what's the strangest thing you've ever wrapped. My wife actually submitted the photo of my dog getting being wrapped up, and she sat there for the longest time all wrapped, and then she ended up jumping out of it. So I think it was like a $16,000 prize. So I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, I could definitely use 16 grand. It would definitely put a dent in some of my my kids' college debt. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Oh wow. Sony Creek Picker says, yeah, he's got a Doberman name. I love Dobermans. I don't know what it is about them. I think they're just beautiful animals. That's awesome.
What in the world? There's some bad. My wife texts me. She's at a barbecue place with her mom, and her mom's always freaking. She's horrible, man. I'm not gonna get started on that.
Right.
Yeah. let's just say we're like a bank with we're like an interest-free bank that never gets paid back.
Dude, I know what you're saying. It's not the in-laws or the parents, but man, I swear to God, it's like anyone else that we know. Man, I'm telling you what, it's like people always like just hit me up for money. It's between the kid, we have 4 kids and they're all in their 20s, but it's just like, hey, I need this, I need more. I mean, like, are you guys serious? I mean, you guys all 3 of the 4 kids all have very good jobs.
Yep.
I mean, my oldest daughter works in the court system. My stepson, he does construction. His wife, she's an ER nurse. And then obviously my youngest daughter, she goes to college. So, but yeah, I mean, they all make good money. And they're like, hey, we're a little tired. Can we? I'm like, are you guys serious? You guys make good money. I'm like, what is wrong with you guys? I am not an ATM. It's like literally like the first national bank of dad. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, borrow money from you. I should be borrowing money from you guys.
Take it easy, Justin Packman. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, no,
Thanks, Justin.
I hate like I'm someone like if you ask once and you agree to the terms of the loan, I'll loan you money one time, but if it goes a day late or it doesn't get paid back, you're never getting money again. The problem is my wife is a softie and she doesn't think the same way.
See, and my wife's the same way. She like, it doesn't matter where we at, we go through town and they have like the bucket brigades and that sort of stuff. She feels guilty if she doesn't give them money, so every week there's always those things. And I try to avoid those because she feels she has to donate. Every time we go into, especially this time of year, I hate because she literally feels that every store we go into, if they have a bell ringer, she has to give them money. And I'm like, babe, I go, we've been in 12 stores. You got to give all 12 of these people money. You gave one. I go, that should be enough for today, And I'm like, well, I feel guilty and I'm like, oh my God, you're killing me.
Yeah, I agree. That's why, like, my wife's the same way. So what I've done with her is I'm like, okay, pick one charitable organization,
Right.
So we do this thing called Christmas Mother. I don't know if they have it in the area.
No, but I think you were talking about that the other day, and yeah, it sounded really cool.
Yeah. So basically, you just pick a family, but it's not only just focused on the children. Like you get the kids stuff too, but basically. And so what I tell my wife to do, I'm like, okay, look, you work in an office, right? Get everyone at your work to get on board with it, and then we'll kind of we'll put like $100 toward it, and that'll be it. But then like even that sounds like a lot for a lot of people, but then if she's not feeling tempted to put money in every bucket we pass by,
right. Oh my gosh, yeah, you're probably money ahead doing it that way. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, and it makes her feel good. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not like I'm a heartless person. I'm definitely more heartless than she is.
Right. Oh, and that's how I am too. And I'm like, I'm big on like scammers and people that like we have a few people in town that like they'll sit on the corners and they beg for money, but then like people actually like they do it so much like they actually will post photos of them like in the slot houses. So like in Illinois, like gambling it's not illegal, but like a lot of the bars and places like that, they can have up to 5 slot machines in there. So these people sit on the corner and they beg for money all day, and then they're sitting in the slot house drinking beer and playing the slot machines. And the people will post these on like the Facebook marketplaces and the buy sell trade pages. They put these people on blast, but they're still out there and people still keep giving them money. And I go, see, this is why I go, there's certain people I just don't give money to. I go, like, this is just,
I'm the same way, man. Like, yeah,
yeah. And I have no problem giving to somebody who's in need or what have you. And I had a buddy the other day who's got a really bad gambling problem. And I work with him. We're good friends. We go out on occasion, but he has a horrible gambling problem. And he come up to me the other day. He goes, hey, Marsh, he goes, any chance I borrow 100? And we just got paid. And he goes, hey, any chance I borrow 100? I go, how do you not have any money, dude? I'm like I go, are you serious? I was like, do you really need the money? And he's like, man, he goes, yeah. He goes, I go, do you have a bill that you need paid or do you need to buy some groceries? Well, he goes, I just need to borrow $100. And I'm like, no. If you need some food or you got a bill you need help paying, I go, I will do that. I am not handing you specifically $100 bill. And it's not like that's a lot of money by any means, but he's just one of them dudes that I will probably never see have money. But it's like, I'll help you pay a bill or something, or make sure that you and your wife or whatever your kids can eat. But I was like, no, because I know right where that's going. You're going to go stick it in the machine and pray you win.
Yeah. Yeah. I have she ain't gonna watch this, so I can just say it, but like with my mother-in-law, man, she like is the type of person that just feels like the world's owed to her. She kind of grew up in that hippie generation, you know what I mean?
Sure.
And people talk about millennials, but let me tell you, it's not just millennials.
It's not. It's just people. They're people.
Like me and my wife are millennials, and there's the millennials. Yeah, there's a mentality out there, but I mean, it applies also to some of the hippie dippies that grew up in the '60s too. The world is owed to them, and like everything should be free. Yeah, no, get off your ass and work. Sorry, Andy, get off your tail and work.
No, you're fine, man.
Yeah, it's just, being someone that's always been, I mean, I've been working since I was 15 years old, bagging groceries. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like
you and me both, brother. You and me both. Yeah, honestly, I'm 48 years old, and in my 48, I have had 3 weeks in my entire life that I did not have at least a 40-hour a week job. 3 weeks.
That's nuts.
I've always held down at least a 40-hour a week job. I mean, almost my entire life. Yeah. I've always work. I mean, that's just, my dad and my grandfather and stuff was just their work ethic. That's how they did things. And, and that's just kind of how I am, I mean, just what you do.
Yeah, exactly. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps, don't make excuses, and, make your own life.
I just do it. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Do I want to go? Do I want to go every day? And do I want to? No, but I don't have people handing me, money hand over fist. It's like, I got another buddy I work with. He was having a fit. His washing machine just went out. He was going on and on. Well, his mom ends up, and him and his wife both work with me. They make very good money, especially with both of them working there. I know what they make, and he still gets, her mom to buy them a brand new washer. And I'm like, are you serious? I was like, I wish I could get my mom to, my mom and dad to take and, buy me stuff like that. I mean, he said it was like $800 for this washer. I mean, she had no problem, just dropping that. I'm like, buy your own damn washer. I mean, it's not like you guys don't have money.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree completely, man. Like, it's just people with work ethic and people without it. And like you guys, like you and Lauren and like Shane, like all of you guys who are resellers, quote unquote, part-time. Look, I commend it 100% because I did that when I was building up to go full time for 4 months. Right. By the time I left my job, I was spent. The fact that
exactly.
Right now, Andy, it's your Saturday. It's your 2 days. Well, you get 3 days off. You're off Monday.
Yeah, I get 3, right?
But nonetheless, it's your Saturday, and you're sitting here working, doing YouTube, like steaming shirts. Like you could be laying on your couch binging Netflix. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I could, but the thing is, with Justin, is I'm one of them guys. I've never, even when I was a kid, been one to just sit in front of the TV. I'm not, honestly, I wouldn't even have cable if it wasn't for, if it was for my wife, I wouldn't even have cable. I don't watch TV. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I really, really don't. It's just, I'm just one of them guys. I'm always busy. I got 9 million other things that I can do to entertain myself that I don't have to just sit in front of the TV. Now, do I watch TV? Yeah, I do on occasion. I mean, even like last night, I sat and I watched, I think it was an episode of Goldberg's, and I watched something else. But I was yeah, right. I love Goldberg's. I mean, but it was what's the show with Tim Allen in it that they took?
Oh yeah, that's a good one, man. The one that they kicked off.
Yes. Yeah. I love that. I love that one as well. I watched that. I watched 2 episodes of TV last night, and they were both on DVR. But while I was watching those, I was working. I was working on, I was editing photos, and just doing stuff like that. So, yeah. But I watch very little TV. And I watch football and stuff like that on Sunday. But even when I'm doing that, it's more background stuff. Yeah, I'm still always doing something else.
Yeah. I'm not a big TV person either. Now, what we'll do is like right now, we just like this goes to show you how much TV we watch. We just got into Game of Thrones because everyone's been telling us you gotta watch Game of Thrones. You gotta watch Game of Thrones. So we started binging that at nights. So we were like, I think we started back on Monday when it was the snow day. So I think we're like on season 2. but there's only 10
Oh, okay.
episodes per season, you know. But like I'll like watch stuff like that with the wife. We'll watch like a couple episodes like at night when we're ready to go to bed. But other than that, like either when I'm working, I'm either doing a live show like we're doing now,
Right.
or I have music going in the background, you know.
Right. Yep. That's exactly how I am. I mean, usually, you know, before we were doing this, you know, I got a little TV off to the side here. Yeah, I would usually have a show like this or whatever, just streaming the TV, or I'm watching, you know, just different guys that I enjoy watching. You know, I just stream it, and then I'm just sitting here doing this. But yeah, that's why I said I love these working hangouts like this. I think they're great, and you know, I mean, I can, you know, still get stuff done. So
yeah. Now, I mean, I will say with doing the working hangouts, I'm sure you noticed it too, Andy. And to me, it's you know, someday I won't be able to do it every day just because of the fact it does slow down productivity. But it
definitely.
But it also, for me, it slows down productivity, but I just have fun with it. So, you know, is it something that I can promise I'm going to do Monday through Friday? No, because I probably wouldn't get nearly as enough. I wouldn't do enough, but you know, 2 to 3 times a week I think is doable.
Right. Yep.
And like right now, all I'm doing is updating like tags, like we were talking about earlier offline, Andy. So
right. Yep. Yep. I was like, what is that? It was like, I got a piece of bubble wrap on the ground. I kept stepping on it. It kept popping over there. It was like, what is that? Keep popping.
That's funny.
All right.
Michelle Lathan, you might be able to appreciate this. My wife went to Q barbecue with her mom, so I'm going to get some Q barbecue brought home for me tonight. I kind of suggested, Andy, after the conversation y'all were having over on Mike's channel.
You're like, hey, babe, we need some barbecue.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I gotta be careful. I'll probably end up texting my wife. It's like, hey, on your way home, grab me a brisket grilled cheese. Well, I went to the post office, and then I had to run to Walmart and do a couple things. So I stopped at Arby's real quick, and I love their gyros. Like their traditional gyros at Arby's are awesome. And then they have their like jalapeno poppers. So every once in a while, I don't go to Arby's hardly ever, but man, I love their gyros and their jalapeno poppers. Man, I get them all the time, and I know they're horrible for me, but
hey man, you only live once, man. Like, I mean, I want to slow down just for my own like self-confidence, but at the end of the day, like my wife likes me for who I am, and like she's way hotter than I am, so I'm fine. You know what I mean? It's not like, you know, but at the same time, you know, for health reasons and whatnot, you know, as you get older, you definitely have to be thinking about that stuff. But real fast, I want to say hi to Mr. Ronnie Hart, who just joined in. Ronnie, if you want to join, I think Andy sent the link.
Yeah, I dropped the link in there, Ronnie. So yeah, if you want to pop in, feel free to say hey. God only knows what Ronnie's going to say when he pops in.
Oh yeah, did you see that when he popped into mine?
Yeah, I was dying. I was like going, oh, that's funny.
I was over here steaming. Like, hey, what's up, Ronnie?
Yeah, right. You never know what Ronnie's going to say or do. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's definitely a wild card.
Yeah, he's man. I talk about a guy that knows his stuff when it comes to high-end clothing.
Yeah. I mean, my God, got it early on, man. I couldn't get enough of Ronnie's videos, especially when I figured out that that's what I'm going to do is clothes.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he knows his stuff. I mean, yeah, like.
Well, honestly, the thing is, he finds brands and stuff that I've never seen still to this day. And,
yeah, he does because he lives up in the freaking Cape Cod, like where all the Richie live. Yeah.
Where it's like I watch Greg the Valet Picker a lot too, and Greg lives up around the Cape as well, and he finds the same stuff. You know, I mean, not as much, you know, I mean, as Ronnie, but I think he grabs, you know, a few more younger or trendier brands than what, you know, kind of Ronnie does. But still, yeah, I mean, you know, Greg finds a great, and I was like, gosh, I go, you know, I mean, it's just got to be, you know, the area, you know what I mean?
You know, my thing is, man, I need to learn suits because there's potential in my area.
There's great money in suits.
Yeah, and there's a lot.
Actually, on that rack that's just kind of sitting over there, I got a bunch of blazers on there, you know, suits and blazers that I got to get. It seems like it's just one of those things that I just keep putting off.
Yeah.
You know,
I just got to get comfortable with measuring them because, like,
they're real easy. It's just like doing a regular coat. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for the most part, that's how I mean, I just put all the measurements. You know what I'm saying? I got about 6 measurements I think that I put on them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, this was it. This I think it was this week or last week. I sold a Ralph Lauren blazer for like around $50. So, you know, and it was just a regular low end, so it was like extremely low end. But for $50, I mean, you know, I think I was into it for like $3 or $4. So, which is not bad. It was like camel hair, 100% camel hair. So, you know, really nice. But
yeah. I mean, I pick up a few blazers, but I mean, I know there's actually a guy. It's funny. I think I don't know if I've been talking so much this week. I forget who I've been talking to, Andy. So I apologize.
Right. But no, and I do that as well. I'm like, oh man, I can't remember if I was, you know, earlier I was like, man, I can't remember if I was talking to you or who it was, but I know I was talking to somebody about, you know, whatever. But yeah.
Yeah, but I found another. I was at a Goodwill. It's a little bit further from me, about 20 miles, and this guy comes in and says, "Hey, are you RVA Flips? I saw you on Lonnie's channel."
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and we got to talking. This was like a month ago too, before my channel really had anything going on with it. But anyway, so I got to talk to him, and like I've seen him. I knew he was a reseller because I've seen him in different thrift stores, but I never talked to him. But
Sure.
Yeah, I know there's potential because his business is 100% suits, and he's doing really well for himself. So
Yeah.
Ron, I'm gonna send Ronnie the link real fast. He just messaged me. Ronnie Hart.
Ronnie or oh yeah, definitely.
Mr.
I had it in our thing, unless he's not in that one, or maybe I put it in the wrong one.
I think this. Yeah, we have we need to merge the two. I think we have two going on right now.
Okay, maybe yeah. Which one did I put it in? Did I put it in the YouTube Flippers, or did I put it in the other one? I can't remember which one.
Working Hangout Gang.
Oh, okay, all right.
And I think I made that one. I think that one's just
Yeah, I think the YouTube Flippers was the one that Mike did. I think so.
Yeah, YouTube Flippers is and that has the
yeah. Like I said, I got so many of these hangouts and most or you know them chats, and it's like so many of these same people are all in the same one. You know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, and sometimes I almost feel bad because it's like sometimes like, oh man, I think like there's like everybody's in this one that's in these other 3, but there's like one guy that might not be in here, or you know he hasn't just got the invite yet or something. And I'm like, why do we have all these, you know,
like my buddies? Our buddy John Johnson, I think, is feeling left out. We need to get him into some of these secret groups.
Yeah, right.
John, it's not
I mean, if you want to send Jonathan, go ahead. I mean, like I said, I'm busy working, so I'll let you you do whatever you want there, bud. I'll give you free reign. Like I said, I'm just more hosting the. Mike said he was rolling out, and he goes, if you want to take over, he goes, go ahead and throw one up on yours. So I was like, yeah, that's fine.
I'm trying to find the link. Yeah, if John wants it, I'll send him the link. But John, you have a way of you're such a commanding presence.
Uh-oh. Yeah, so basically what he's saying is behave yourself.
No, John is just a very interesting guy, and like
right.
He's he knows this. Like I had him on my channel the other day, man. John was on there with me for like what 4 or 5 hours, John.
Yeah, John's a talker, man. John is definitely a talker. Sometimes my wife gives me a hard time about this because I'm not, you know, I mean, like, I'm kind of a quiet and shy guy, and you know, you guys watch this, you guys see this, they're like, going, really, are you really? And I'm like, no. I mean, a lot of times I kind of just, you know, I keep to myself or I do my own thing, but you know, like you were saying, like you're kind of the same way. But when you get on here and you're talking about stuff that you love and you're passionate about, you know, and you're talking with people that are like-minded and as well, you can talk for hours.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you. When I get done doing especially if I do like one of those marathon working hangouts, I don't want to talk to anybody once I'm done. Like I'm off. Like my wife gets, I'm like, honey, honestly, unless you really want to talk, I've been talking all day. You know?
Right. Oh, with all your friends, I see how it is. You don't want to talk to me.
Yeah, she does that.
Friends. Like, right.
Yeah. I like our little reseller internet friends.
Yeah, right. That's so funny. Yeah, yours is a lot like mine. At least I have mine. Mine is somewhat involved. I mean, you know, like she has interest, but not, you know, to where I would like her to be. You know, I mean, I wish she was a little more involved, you know, but it is what it is.
I just realized I'm barely visible. My lighting situation for right now is messed up. I'm going to fix that. I'm going to rearrange some lights because I just realized I look like a shadow. So let me.
Man, I just realized how much I hate ironing clothes, man. I've been sourcing so much, like when I do buy clothes, just the quality of my stuff has been so good lately. I haven't had to like iron hardly squat, but and I think that's why the stuff that I am ironing, it's because it's been sitting. You know, I haven't touched it because I got to freaking iron it. So
yeah, but steaming, man, is so much better than actually having to bust out an iron.
Yeah, well, that's the one thing. Like, I actually got my wife one day. She is the only human I know that loves to iron. That is the one that she's told me. She's like, "Hey, if you want me to," I'm like, "Babe, just if you want to really just no." She goes, "I'll iron it," and I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" I go, but she did. She took one day, and I had a whole big rack full of stuff and she ironed all of it. And I was like, I mean, I had clothes all over the living room. She just did it upstairs in the living room while she was watching God knows what, you know, probably some Lifetime show or whatever. And I was like, oh my God, I was so thankful that she did that. I mean, I think I even gave her some money for doing it because I was just so, you know, I mean, just so happy to. Oh my God, look what that cat drug in.
Well,
what's going on, Ronnie? How you doing today, buddy?
I'll be careful with that.
What's that?
On my channel, Ronnie, I don't care. I'm not monetized, not yet, at least. You can do whatever.
Just within reason.
I got a big old freaking head. This is probably not the best thing to do, but hey.
How was your sourcing trip yesterday, Ronnie? You find some good stuff? You gonna make a video on it?
No.
No.
It wasn't good. It wasn't bad. I got most of the stuff right here next to me. I'm trying to figure out like what was. It was like a lot of just run of the mill stuff. I'm trying to figure out if there was anything like really like great.
That's the way I feel every time. Like when I'm doing the buy, I feel like I got some good stuff, and then when I get home and like I think I'm gonna do a haul video, I look at it, I'm like, man, this is just like bread and butter. I don't really know. I don't really want to show it off, you know.
Well, there was one thing I found I thought I freaking scored great was a Oxford cashmere sport coat, and it was at
nice
for $5, but it had an armpit I knew needed repair because it was like unstitched. So I was like, oh, it's like $7 on my place, no big deal. Then when I came home, I noticed on the arm there was a freaking huge tear. Then there was another tear at the top. I'm like, how did I miss the whole arm? And I'm like, you know what? I've bought a few other like things that had issues, thinking like, oh, I could probably auction these off at $10 and see where they go, because I had luck doing that with a chitin sport coat once, and it's like that shit's never done well for me after that, even flawed stuff. So it's like I try not to do it now.
Yeah, man. How's the bachelor life going for the next couple of weeks?
I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's not bad at all.
You've been doing anything fun, like binging any TV or anything in particular you like to do when you're alone?
Just
like for me, I would be like on a video
basically when it comes down.
If my wife was gone that long, I would be like on a video game spree. That's what I would do, because I never have video games.
I just get into a whole thing of just sourcing like crazy.
Yeah, this time of year, that's what I would do. If it was summer, it'd be completely different.
Yeah. My thrift stores, man, I feel like people aren't donating right now with it being like so close to the holidays. I feel like come January, thrift stores are going to get loaded down. Like mine have been very slim picking.
I can get stuff on. That's not the problem. But it's like I have just a certain criteria. And there were certain things I picked up the other day because I was in a different area than I usually am. And man, some of the stuff I was like, why did I pick it up? Because it was like half off. When I came home, I was like, I should have looked that up a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely going for the quality over volume, Gabe. Like, I mean, I don't want to venture to guess what your average sale price is, but I'm sure it's well above, like even Andy's, and definitely above mine.
Oh, I know. Yeah, you're about 70, aren't you? Average ASP, Ronnie?
It's right around $70 fourth quarter right now.
Nice. That's awesome.
I mean, last year it was 55. This year it's, I mean, it'll probably even out to like 60. Like if you go for the whole year, probably. Usually when you get your W-2, like, you know, check it out because it'll tell you how many transactions.
Yeah.
But then mine's a little obscured on that because there's a lot of like invoices due to signs and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
You know, and some of those I've sold for like $1,500, $2,000.
Right.
So I can't really 100% go by that. I kind of got to go by the eBay dashboard there.
Right.
A little bit. And that's a little bit off usually half the time.
I'm a horrible eBayer.
It's always off. Always off.
Checking now.
I mean, it's not like crazy off, but it's always definitely off. Yeah. I know my average sale price jumped up quite a bit after I started getting into shoes. I think I went from average sale price to like $27. I think I'm up around 34, 36 now is like my average sale price, which I mean, I think that's pretty solid. But it's just the ROI on shoes is so much higher. But I just wish I could find better shoes.
Yep, that's my thing too. I feel like there's more competition in shoes in my area than there is in a lot of other things.
Well, it's like in my Goodwill now. It's like I think they're like onto the shoe thing because the shoe prices now have just taken off. I used to be able to get shoes really cheap in there, and now it's a lot of the shoes now are always like at least $10. Doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah, ours are pricing stuff up a bit too, but they're pricing up the wrong things, man. Like they'll get a busted pair of like Nikes, and I wouldn't even pay too much.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, the big one at mine is Sperry's. Like Sperry's are always like $15 to $20. I was like, oh my god, and not like just the regular like boat type shoe Sperry's. You know what I mean? Not even like like the boot, like a boot or anything like that. Just a regular, just plain old. I'm like, what are they thinking?
Yeah. So I just looked at my ASP. I haven't checked it in months. My ASP is sitting right at $20. So I mean, I'm volume. Like if you go look at I have like right now, I think I'm at right under 1,600 listings. So it is what it is. That's
really good.
Yeah, I would love to get though to like the $50, $60 ASP card, but
right. Well, I mean, and I know if I was full time, I would do things a lot different. You know what I'm saying? And I would source a lot different. You know what I mean? So yeah, but I since I don't have as much time, I try to get as much bang, for my stuff as I can out of, every dollar. I just, time is money.
If I had to guess, Andy, I would say your ASP is like what, around like 35, 40?
Yeah, it's between 34 and 36 right now.
Yep.
Yeah. Now on Poshmark, on Poshmark, my average sale price on Poshmark's about between 40 and 42.
That's insane.
Which is insane, dude. Yeah.
Ronnie, are you cross posting the Posh right now with the good stuff you pick up?
No, I did it back when I first started. Back like I don't even know when I started, like May or June, and really tell you the truth, I got bored with Poshmark.
Okay.
I got bored with it. I don't like. There's certain things I like about it, and there's certain things I don't like about it. Yeah. It just seemed like I was getting too many. I don't like really doing best offer.
Yeah.
So that whole part really drives me crazy. The same people coming back again and again and again, hit me with low offers, and it's like I know you're gonna buy it and you're gonna sell it on eBay. But like, go bother somebody else. You can't keep hitting me with the $50 freaking offer on the Brioni jacket. It's not going for $50.
Yeah, I actually just turned this one down. Like I don't know if you see this, but it's a Michigan 400 vintage snapback. I just got an offer on Poshmark for that for $45, and I actually countered them like 60. I mean, I'm into this for like $1, guys. But I mean, it's a cool hat. It's a cool hat. It's super rare, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not giving this thing away. So,
dude, I love hats, man. Hats is one of my favorite freaking things to sort.
I do too.
I really do.
Yeah, because they're so cheap. I mean, you can get hats so cheap, and there's some pretty good money in them.
Dude, I have a John Deere hat right now. I'm shooting for the moon a little bit, but it's a really rare one. And the only comp I could find on it, I had to get it so one of the worth pointers account to check it. But the last time it sold was like 150.
I think I know what you got.
Yeah.
Is it like is it like an engineering or a mechanical works or something like that?
I have to go double check. It sounds familiar though. Yeah.
I think it's like mechanical works. I think is or something along those lines. But yeah, that's pretty solid.
Yeah. So I'm just waiting for the right guy to come along. You know, I put it up high with best offer, and you know, we'll see. I sold one though. It wasn't even a rare one, man. I don't know why this person bought it. It went to GSP. It was like a Campbell one, and it was barely vintage. It was like early 90s. And I sold that. I put it up for 80, and I got a best offer. I had a buck into it. I got a best offer for 60 plus ship. So I took that. That was back probably back in July, but it sold like 2 days after.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, we were talking last week, and I was telling you about that Bears NFL Huddle shirt, and that guy. I posted his name in the side chat. You know, like his name. You know, he had that. You know, that one name. I just reposted it today on eBay. As soon as I reposted it, the dude just sent me the same exact message, $20 for this hat. I'm like, no, I'm not selling. You know, your name really sticks out. When you have merch in your name on eBay, I know exactly what you're doing with this thing. I am not giving you this thing.
Some people are really crazy too with like just in general, like when they try to get stuff from you, they're very persistent. It's like, I don't need the money. Like I understand maybe you hit somebody at the right time and they're willing to deal because they need the money or they got a bill that's due or something and they'll take it. But it's like for the most part, unless I've had that thing a really long time, it's like piss off and go away. If I decline your offer at, you know, you're offering me something at 20%, and it doesn't bother me that somebody offers me because I'm doing the same thing to other people. Trust me.
Right,
you know?
right.
But it's when you repetitively do the same thing, like a week passes, you come back with the same offer. Like, seriously? You got turned down the first time. That means no.
Well, and that's the thing I like with Poshmark is whenever somebody sends you a message on there, it keeps a history of it. And like I've had a couple sales that way where like they've sent me stuff and it's been a long time, but they still have that item favorited or whatever. And then they'll hit me up again. And I'm like, no, listen, this is what I told you you know, I mean, you know, I have that history stays there. And I love that about Poshmark. But like on eBay a lot. Go ahead.
I just had a guy on eBay actually. He bought a suit from me back in, I think it was July, and it was an expensive suit. I think he paid like $400 or something for it. And you know, I seen his
hey Brian,
his email, and the email looked familiar. And I'm like, I mean the username. So I go back into his feedback because he only had 8 feedback, and I noticed I was one of the people that left his feedback. So I'm like, huh. So I start going through and I go take his tried to go through and try to figure out what he bought from me. He bought the same damn thing from me and returned it. I'm like, he's like asking for the, because I remember it was a suit and he was asking for the thigh measurement and the knee measurement. So I sent him a back message.
Who asked for that?
I said, you already got this from me and returned it. I said, do you still want these measurements? Because the last time you returned it. And he messaged me back, oh, I'm so sorry. He goes, I don't need it again then. I was like this, because it's one of those like Celibate Row in England made suits. You know, there's not many of them on eBay. So I think he's just looking and he's seen his size, but it's like, you already tried this and it didn't work out, buddy. Go away. No, Mr. Brian. Not gonna happen.
People are persistent. We're gonna get Brian on here one of these days.
Miss Brian. I talked to Brian a lot when I was in Chicago.
Yeah, Brian's a good dude, man. I like Brian a lot.
Every once in a while I talk to him. Instagram, I think. I don't even remember where I talk to people sometimes.
Probably about 15 minutes or so, guys. I'm gonna have to hop off here because my wife's gonna be bringing me dinner, and I don't want to eat barbecue on camera. That could be highly embarrassing. Man, but I'm looking at here. Hey, Marcy.
Yeah, I'll make sure to screenshot that and use that as the main image or whatever if you get barbecue all over yourself. But
dude, like a couple of the working hangouts, like of course, like YouTube and all of its infinite wisdom. Before I went and changed the thumbnail, it was me like doing like a sip of beer on 2 of them. So like literally, I had like a half a beer on each stream, and it decided like, oh, this person's a lush. Let's put him drinking a beer as the thumbnail at 2:30 in the afternoon.
I know the last 2 that I've done, Lauren's been on here with us. It pops Lauren up automatically. I'm like going perfect. I go, that's like the best thumbnail to have.
Yep.
It's weird because like when me and Chad do the different videos, it always comes up the other person that's not on. It's not their channel. Always comes up as the thumbnails. So if I was on Chad's channel, I would come up as all the thumbnails and vice versa.
That's pretty bizarre. Yeah.
Like, how does it do that? You know, it gives you those 3 options, and it's usually the other person all the time. It's like, huh.
Well, most of the options it gives you are always like something totally ridiculous that you would never normally pick, you know?
Yeah. That's what I love about TubeBuddy is that you can you know, if you're doing a still from the video.
That's what I was going to ask you about. Yeah. So yeah, tell me more about this TubeBuddy. Is this like an app? Is it
yeah, it's just a Chrome. Yeah, I use the free. Yeah, okay. It's an internet browser.
Chrome extension.
Lonnie told me about it on Facebook. Like we were talking on Facebook and told me I needed to get it. So it's been super helpful for me.
Cool. Yeah, I'll check that out. And then like what all can you do with it, or like what does it help you with?
Oh, it helps with a lot of stuff. It helps with like like I said, you can just pick any still from the video as a thumbnail. Like
okay,
just like
got you.
So that's good. You can actually like put text and everything and build like if you want to do like a thumbnail with like, you know, text in it, you can do it all right there within like YouTube through the Chrome extension. Yes. You can import your tags. Like you can have like different tag lists for different videos that you can just import, and it's automatically. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff like that. I mean, it gives you a little bit more analytics than what YouTube provides. All that fun stuff.
Right. Yeah, because I think the only thing I use is, what's it called? You guys probably use that as well. I gotta look at it. It's called Tube something or another.
I don't have anything on my phone.
Oh, YouTube. I use YouTube Studio.
Oh yeah, I have that on my phone. But I find that stuff's not always accurate. I feel like it's delayed or something.
I like it for responding to comments.
Yeah, I do that as well.
You know what I mean? Cause like I never knew when someone left me comments and all this and that. So yeah, it works great for responding to comments and whatnot.
Ronnie said the other day his channel's in retirement.
It's coming to the point where, you know, I don't want it on like a, like it seems like it's coming harder and harder to kind of come up with something different. Like I become bored with.
And you've been on so long, Ronnie. It's like, what else can I do?
I think it's going on like literally like in 2 months or something, like February or March. It'll be like, I think 7 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
But see, Ronnie, that's what I like doing the live shows in the morning because I don't have anything I'm talking about. Right. I just literally come on and let the chat dictate where we go. And then, you know, and people like it. Is it ever going to go viral? Absolutely not. But, you know, people enjoy it, and it's something that I enjoy doing. Like, I don't know how much fun I would have if I was just day in and day out filming me going to a thrift store. You know what I mean? This seems very boring, very dry. Or like, and I mean, like I've watched your channel for years, man. And like you've basically covered every topic there is to cover when it comes to eBay. You know what I mean? Like, what else is there to talk about? I mean, between the shows you've done with Chad and Pete, like y'all basically covered the entire gamut of topics.
Well, that was part of the thing too. It's like how many the same topics kind of get talked about over and over after, you know, like every once in a while, and then people are, oh, you guys already talked about this, and it's like, oh my god,
what the hell else do you want us to talk about? Yeah,
you get the people that are really cool, but then you get people that just seem to be, I don't know, like they think they are just for them and their entertainment, and maybe it is, but we're not getting paid or anything. Yeah, I mean, you make a little bit of dollars from this, but shit, I mean, like Andy would know and everybody else, it's not like we're getting rich off of this or anything like that. I always joke around, if I could pay my truck, I would be happy, and that's never happened.
Yeah.
And if you want to know what my truck payment is, $695 a month. And anybody wants to pay it, let me know.
Yeah. And like I said, unless you hit a viral video, exactly. You're not, I mean, yeah, we get money, but it's the amount of time that we put into it, it's pennies. You know, like unless you're hitting a viral video, you know, and that's only just a quick payout. And then,
yeah, and the thing about it is, with a viral video, you know, you might build a higher subscription base, but it doesn't necessarily mean those people are going to come back and watch your
Yeah, retaining those people, no what, you know what I'm saying? You're going to retain a very, very small amount.
I don't think I've ever had maybe. I think I had one video that kind of did somewhat really decent, but I think I might have took that video down because of who was in the video.
Gotcha. Yeah.
You know, it was like after once you realize who that person was, after meeting them, you're like, oh, fuck that.
You're like, nope.
You don't belong.
I've been lucky enough never to have that pleasure.
There's only very few people I not get along with. I mean, I've been doing this for 7 years, and you'll notice I'm friends with the same people. It's not too many people. It's not like you're one of these people that are constantly hopping around from guy to people, this people to these people, or fighting with everybody. I mean, I've had a few with people, and maybe I took offense to some people's BS because I don't like crap. But after a while too, as I get older, that stuff is old. I mean, I remember looking for people because they were freaking talking shit on YouTube. I mean, if you're gonna live in the New England area and you're gonna talk shit, that's not really the good thing to live with in driving.
Hilarious.
Yeah, because you can pretty much cover your state in a real short amount of time, can't you?
It takes like probably 3 hours to get to the longest part of the state.
Wow.
Western Mass.
I hear a bunch of kids. It's got to be John. John, did you pop in?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like going. John's the only one I know that usually got the little ones running around in the background. How you doing, buddy?
They're over there. Good. They're over there playing on the coffee table. It's my little guy. He's noisy like his dad. They were jumping off the couch earlier, and I don't know how they have the energy they do.
Right. It's all that sugar you give them.
Yeah, they don't eat the best. We're bad parents. We're bad parents. My dining room table is filled with drones and other retail arbitrage items right now.
Oh, Andy, I have a
drones. Is that? I'm sorry. What now, Justin?
No. I was just talking about kids and everything. So me and my wife have made a pact. We are getting her pregnant in Germany because she's 31. What? Yeah, like we finally
awesome.
We're like, okay, we're like, crap. If we're gonna have a kid, we gotta do it soon. So I told her her biggest thing was.
Wait a second. Stop just for a second. Like last week, you're like, I'm never having kids.
Well, then
I think I was like there for that, and I was like, okay,
yeah.
cool.
Well, the realization, like, well, crap. She's the child bearer, and like me, I could have a kid up until I'm like however old, But her, you know, I'm not planning on getting divorced, and we're gonna do the whole kid thing. We got to make it happen in the next like 2 years. So
okay, I got you.
Yeah, you know, time's running out on that. So she's gonna kill me for saying this. I'm glad she doesn't watch your channel, Andy.
Yeah. Say you said you don't watch his videos, so you're good.
You don't watch my stuff. She sure as heck ain't watching yours. But
yeah, right. Like who? Parrot? Who?
Oh, she knows you. Like, I mean, I make her watch.
Andy's a good looking. Andy's a good looking guy. She might be watching his videos.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, that's true. But she does like the silver foxes. But Andy, you're not really silver.
I only got a little bit. Honestly, most of my silver's in my goatee. You know, my beard, my goatee. I'm getting quite a bit right there. But
yeah. But I think her biggest thing was she wanted to get some traveling, and we've done a good amount of traveling since we've been married. And I think this Germany trip will be like the cap off. So like, you know, it's like, okay, we've done what we wanted to do as like not being tied down with children. So I work from home. It's kind of perfect. I just give it some freaking codeine and some liquor, right, with its bottle.
Oh yeah,
I'm joking.
Yeah.
I'm joking. Please don't call CPS. We don't have kids yet, but you know, like I work from home, like. Now is probably
Robitussin or Benadryl, and they'll sleep for hours.
Yeah, I've always heard dip like their pacifier in liquor, right? Like just dip it and then like just get a little gums. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've heard that works.
Yeah.
Oh my God, have you ever tried to iron one of these Madras plaid stinking shirts? These things are ridiculous. Oh my God, this thing's horrible.
Andy, hold that up one more time. The tag. I don't know if I've ever seen it.
It's actually Ralph. It's the only reason I picked it up is because of what it was. I normally would never have picked this up, but it's like a Madras plaid. Like I don't know how well you can see it. Let me try to hold it. It's like a patchwork.
I would have definitely bought that too.
Yeah. This is the only reason I was like, okay, this is because it is what it is. I hardly pick up any of it unless it is something really, really different. That's one of those items that kind of stands out. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna pick that up. But man, this thing is a monster to steam because it's literally just patchwork. I mean, that thing's horrible.
I'm trying to send you a super chat, Andy, but it won't let me.
Oh, don't worry about it, bud. I don't need no super chat from you.
No, I know. I just like doing them, man. I was
trying to extort a $50,000 super chat though on was it your channel though the last time we were on there.
No, I like super chats because you can like say the most ridiculous thing and like the person feels obligated to read it. So I've done some pretty ridiculous super chats.
Krill is the one that always like says some good stuff. Yeah,
I like him a lot.
Yeah, it should be turned on, but hey, like I said, I'm not doing this for super chat. So.
My computer is super laggy, man. No, your super chat is the one.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we were talking about my daughter's college or something like that, and I was like, I mean, if someone wants to super chat, I don't really care, but I go, if someone wants to super chat me $50K, I go, I'm good. I think Scott was like, he kept saying, hey, I keep trying, but it's not working. It's not working. I'm like, okay. Yeah.
All right. Let's go.
God, I hate this thing.
Yeah, I've often wondered why they wait till you have to have 1,000 subs to get super chats. They ought to, like at 500, make that available to YouTube channels.
That's not what it is anymore. It's 1,000 subs plus 4,000 watch hours. It's just like being monetized.
Right.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. Maybe they do it kind of that way to kind of help people that are using that to launder money or what I'm saying.
Yeah, they're getting 30% of the cut.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah. Because hey, there we go.
Doing it wrong because YouTube's taking like 30% of the super. Like Andy, that $2 super chat I just said, you'll get like a buck of that if you're lucky.
Yeah, it's about $1.20, I think, isn't it? But hey, bud, I appreciate it. What'd you say? She's 31, and mother time is ticking down. Nice. And you got to actually do that with like a Visa, right? Because you can't do that with PayPal, can you?
No, I just have my credit card linked to it, man.
Yeah.
like we use a credit card for everything. We just pay it off every month. Just to it's one of those cash back cards. So it's just like we get like 60 or 70 bucks just in like free money essentially every month. Yeah. So
I know Mike, man, he was saying like what he does with his, like he pays all his shipping and everything with his.
Yeah.
And then he said he earns like, money and miles. And he said, I think he gets to go on like 2 basically free vacations every year just from, basically, I think how he worded it was like working his credit cards or making his cards work for him. Yeah. And I'm like, exactly. That's amazing.
That's what I do with the business credit. Like, so we have I say we,
right.
But I have a credit card in the business name under the LLC. And that has like the travel. That's like a travel card, and then like all of our main personal cards is a standard cashback card.
Got it.
Marcy Kennedy, I have a Visa Black card. That's our main card. Then we have a Discover It card that my wife uses for like her fun runs, and then we have my business card is a Business American Express. I think it's like the American Express Blue Business card. But if you're looking for like a travel card, look into like the Capital One Venture, stuff like that. It depends on what you want. But I mean, as then like our crap emergency card, if we do have to carry a balance, that has a super low interest rate. It obviously doesn't have any rewards. That is through, I want to say Citibank, and that has like a 6 or 7% interest rate, which is very, very low for credit cards.
Now, do you have a PayPal card as well?
I do. I never use it, man, because I don't keep money in my PayPal.
I keep money in my PayPal, but yeah, I mean, I don't have a PayPal card because it's like everything just goes in I just put on my regular debit card. I figure if I need it, I'll just transfer it.
Yeah, like I leave enough in there for like any like oh crap returns where it was my fault.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
And I pay
there's enough in there to pay my fees and like you said, oh crap returns, but.
Yeah, but for the most part, I empty that out every morning after because I pay the eBay fees every morning. And I leave like.
I'm actually trying to use my. I'm actually trying to use my Poshmark now is just straight be able to pay my taxes with just my Poshmark money.
Yeah,
I'm really, really hoping that's gonna the way I'm pacing, and I think I should be able to do that. What's that?
You do the quarterly payouts for your taxes?
I should. My CPA actually, he was going to give me the vouchers last year, and he didn't. So yeah, I pay the monster lump sum. It sucks because and it sucks because you've got this sitting aside. It's there, but you can't touch it, and it drives me crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Ronnie, I saw what you put in the chat. That's 100% accurate with clothing, and I think Andy would agree with that. I mean, you'll get occasionally where you sell stuff in 7 days. That's great, but when I buy clothing, I know I might be sitting on it for 3 years, and I'm okay with that investment.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not.
To me, honestly, I think like what Ronnie said. I think 90 days is that's a good average. Some stuff sits 6 months. Some stuff will sit for. I probably got a few pieces, that I've had for a couple of years. I mean, but I think a lot of those are like early buys or them bad buys when, you just don't know, you're just uneducated, I mean, now we're a lot better at, what sells, I mean, back in the day when I started, I picked up every Ralph Lauren polo that was out there. Now, you know what I'm saying? I pick up such a small percentage. Unless it really, really jumps out at me or it's, unique or different, it's the only way I pick those up. I just don't pick them up anymore. I mean, unless it's like, a super big size or, something crazy like that. But
even they don't sell as well as they used to.
No, not at all. Actually, I just picked, have you heard of this brand, Ronnie? I just grabbed these the other day. And the only reason I grabbed them is there was 4 of them sitting next to each other. But it seemed to be like a pretty decent. It's called Twillery. You ever heard of those? I don't know if you can see the tag or not, but it's called Twillery. There was 4 of them sitting there, so I scooped them all up. They were half price. So then I got them home, and I noticed one of the 4. It was a pink one. It was all pink. It was a really nice shirt, but that one there, the pits were all kind of jacked. So I was like, I'm going to lot them together because obviously they came from the same person, but I don't know what I didn't even cop them or nothing. It was just a brand I'd never heard of, and they seemed like they were, And they say tailored fit on them, so I figured they got to be halfway decent if they're, they're a tailored fit.
Where are they made? Just curious.
I don't know.
I always kind of go by that. If I've never seen the brand before, I'll look and see where.
Yeah, I mean, China. So yeah, it's probably not the greatest, but like I said, they said tailored fit. They had the next. They're 18s, too. So I mean, it's an 18, 34, 35s, tailored fit. So it's a bigger size shirt, but.
How is it spelled?
TWILLORY. So it looks like TWILLORY.
Oh, okay.
Twillery. Yeah, never heard. I just grabbed. I mean, like I said, they were half off. I mean, I got hardly anything into them, so I just scooped them up. Like I said, there was 4 of them sitting there. I just scooped them up.
I do the same thing all the time, man. It's because, like, if you've been sourcing clothing for as long as any of the guys in here that do clothing religiously, right, if you come across a tag you don't know, 9 out of 10 times if it's priced right, I take the gamble because
I figured essentially I was really only paying for 2 shirts. I figured probably worst case scenario I should get $40 out of the 4, and I'm only paying 1 shipping price. So that's at $10 a shirt. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, what, if I lot them, that's probably like I said, worst case, that's probably where I'll be at. But I really wasn't sure.
I found this yesterday. I found 4 of these yesterday. I love this brand. But Mizzen in Maine.
Oh, dude, I love it. That is money brand right there. Like, good bread and butter.
Yeah, I never find those.
This is only the third time I found some, and I found 4. It was like one after the other. I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah, that's a great. I've only found 2 my entire time.
You buy like weird things. I'll show you like this one. This was weird, but it was like $5. Look at the print on it. It's like this, like vintage, like I don't know, like cool. Turn of the century print. But it's
what's the brand?
Stock like freaking shirt from the 70s.
And it's new. It's
king size, Brockton, Massachusetts, big and tall store.
Hey man, I'll give you a nice bolo if you ever see them. I picked it up at a Salvation Army for $2. It just because it was in pristine condition. It was clearly from the 70s. It was just a Sears. It was just Sears Hawaiian shirt, but it had like the 70s tag. You could tell it was vintage. I sold that thing for like $50 plus shipping, and it sold in 2 days.
People love that stuff, man.
I've done hit or miss with like vintage shirts. Like I used to buy some here and there. Sometimes it depends on the print, or you just get. There was one that had like, I don't even think it had a name, but it had like a magician's print on it, like the top hat with a wand and a rabbit. And that damn thing, I got like $80 for it.
That's crazy.
That's amazing.
It was like polyester, had the big collar.
I'll take a chance with something. Like, if it's priced right, the way I look at it, it's like, okay, I may only make like $4 or $5 worst case scenario, and I won't buy it again. Best case scenario is I get it home and it's a $70, $90 shirt. You just don't know, man, with certain things, and that's how I like to learn. Is like I'll comp at the store, but I just have no idea. Yep. But like sometimes I just like to roll the dice. Like the stuff's so cheap. Like, what am I out really?
See, and that's the thing I think a lot of people like are afraid to do is take that chance and just just pay the price to learn a little bit. A lot of people like all this free information, and and I have no problem sharing all this sort of stuff, but at the same time, we just like I picked up them stupid Twillery shirts. I have no idea, but it was just there was 4 of them there. I know I'm gonna make money on them. I got them for a decent price, but it's like, they may be a home run, they may be absolute garbage, but I'm willing to pay a little bit just to learn about it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And who knows? It's a great brand. You buy it again. If not, you just don't pick it up again.
This was a used polo shirt I picked up yesterday that I'm gonna get probably $80 to $100 for, and it's just a Peter Millar Masters collection shirt.
Nice. Yeah, that's
the Masters logo. But the regular Masters ones, if they're the polyester stuff, do okay. But if you find ones made by Peter Millar, they do so much better.
The Peter Millar one, I haven't yet to find a Peter Millar. I have a few of the regular Master ones, and honestly, man, I can't even get 30 for it. I used to get like 30, 35 for them. I can't even get 25 for them anymore. Like just the regular.
If they're cotton, they do not sell. They have to be like that.
Yeah, these are
material, like the polyester.
Yeah, like
I pass
the ones that I have are cotton.
The cotton ones.
Yeah.
I see them. I don't see them as much as I used to, but I still see them and I go, no. There's a lot of things that as you do this, you know, a lot of people will talk about slow sales and this and that. People don't adapt to what's selling and what's not selling. They transition. They got started in this 4 or 5 years ago, and they get adapted into this tunnel vision that they pick up the same stuff that they've been picking up. They don't veer off too much, you know, and it's consistently, even though you might have 6 in your inventory, somebody will be like, oh, I found one. And they'll still pick it up even though they haven't sold in a while. Like that's the thing with me. If something's not selling, and if it's not selling like within a 3-month time frame, that's kind of the time frame that we adapted to, because all last year I was a below standard seller. So we really had to adapt, and I had to find stuff that there wasn't a lot of sellers on. We had to, you have to kind of, because my shit was coming up like in the bottom of the searches, or, you know, but we were still selling stuff for money, but you had to find the stuff that's different and stuff that not everybody has, and sizes and this and that. So it's been really, you know, the last 3 months I've actually done better than I did last year, and I have less inventory too, and I'm selling stuff probably at a 25 to 30% sell through every month. So even though I only have 400 listings, I'm selling probably 100 to 120 items at $70. You know, so it's good. It's moving.
And you're not an everyday lister either, right? Like you basically list like a big thing in batches, then you don't list for a while.
The thing is, I've seen, when I list more, as long, this is the thing, I don't do good to canceled. I do.
Okay.
I like to do either 10 days or 30 days. That tends to work. I wish there was something like 15 days, because I kind of think that would be better. You know, like right in the middle. I think 10 to 30 is just too much of a gap. But it is what it is. You know, it's whatever. They got 1, 3, 5, 7, 10, and then 30, or forever. It's like, what happened after 10?
I do anything newly listed. I do for 10 days, and I do it 3 times in a row. So basically they've had, you know, like 6 major viewing opportunities, you know, because you get that big boost the first day that you list it, and then at the very end. So I basically get 6 of those big ones that first month, and if it hasn't went that first month, then I move it to like the 30 days. But yeah, I wish they had like a 2-week, you know, like window or something like that. That would be really nice.
I think I need to reevaluate my clothing situation, because right now I'm doing good till cancel on my entire store.
Yeah,
good to cancel really works. I don't. And the thing is, you're constantly, let's say now, if I list certain things, and if I'm relisting, you're relisting stuff. It's kind
of you get that it's a fresh listing instead of just that old stale listing that's got. Because when you do the good till canceled, it'll show that like you've had all these stinking views on it and all these watchers over all this great period of time, and that's actually a negative, you know. So yeah, you're actually better off to refresh the listing, because then, you know, it looks like it's getting more traction than this old dead item that people are just looking at. It has, you know, nobody wants it.
And the thing is too, people can also go on your store and type newest, and if you went there, you could see the dates that you actually listed that item.
Right.
I used to hit on, like, offer people low amounts of dollars for things that I've seen, like, oh, you had this listed 18 months, like, what are you gonna take for it?
Yeah, I'm gonna try, man. I'm gonna switch up. So guys, I'm not gonna drop out. I'm just gonna mute my mic, go eat dinner, clean the downstairs bathroom, because we have some people coming over later, and then I'll come back up if y'all are still running. If not, I'll just catch y'all later.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably be. I don't know. I'll see if I'm on, but I'll probably be out because my headphones just died. My Bluetooth did, so I now I'm tethered back to the PC again. So yeah, I definitely would get a couple more of these things all ironed up, so I can start snapping some photos and stuff like that. But man, yeah, this is definitely way more productive for me today than what it has been in the past.
Yeah. All right, then, guys. Then I'll probably just go ahead and drop out. But Ronnie, it's always good talking to you. Take it easy, John. I know you're on mute, but And guys, anytime I'm running anything on my channel, any of you guys, all 4 of you, 3 of you guys who are here, y'all are all welcome. So just send me a message.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, you guys all know you're all welcome. And any of you guys in the chat, I mean, if you guys want to pop in and join us, feel free to just reach out, and if I can get a hold of you or whatever, I'll send you a link. I'm definitely not going to post it in the main chat, but I'll send you a link. Hey, thing, bud. Don't you lose watchers when you do 30-day and relist? Yeah. Yep.
Take it easy, guys. Bye.
Yeah. See you, Justin.
Problem is, I mean, if your shit's been listed 30 days and they still watching, it's like, who the fuck cares? Doesn't matter.
Right.
They're just watching it they're just watching it to price.
Right.
They don't care. That's probably a good business practice, because you'll get rid of your competition watching your item.
And part of the thing is, like you guys know too, I mean, who knows if people are watching it because they're interested, or are they watching it because you make a YouTube channel? And and they're wondering what you get for it or when you sell it.
Right.
That's another
especially
thing.
If you got something unique.
And you're like, I'm curious what's going on here.
You guys should think about putting together a clothing show. Like, it doesn't have to be something every week, but maybe it'd be cool to see you guys get together once a month and just talk shop about clothing. I don't think I've seen that from a guy's perspective, as far as I'm not saying it isn't out there, but I haven't seen it.
Right. Yeah, there's a couple guy that keeps recycling the same best brands of this, that, and the other other thing video out there all the time that I know he gets a lot of attention on.
I thought about like doing something like that a few different times, but I just don't have the time or the consistency to be like, because I'm too inconsistent with my channel at the time. So it's hard to say, get people invested in something and then you don't see me for a month or a few weeks.
Right.
And I feel like,
because people like that, that schedule, they know that, hey, on Monday at 6 o'clock that, hey, Ronnie and Andy and, Justin are all going to do a clothing show. They know that every week that's going to happen. It's like, and then it does start happening. Then they get kind of, because I know like me and Tanya, Thrifty Treasures, and Lauren, we usually do like a Poshmark show, usually like once a month. And, we get a lot of people come on there, we try to do that. And I mean, we always get like people reaching out and it's like, hey, when you guys doing your show? But we just do it like once a month, I mean, which is, and it's a lot of fun when we get together and do that. I know Dwayne used to kind of be on there once in a while too, but he's been like extremely busy, I think, lately.
Yeah, I think I remember talking to him a while back, and he said he needed to cut back on.
Right. Yeah, he was doing quite a bit.
Which I think it's, you got personal life, you got business, work life, then you got family life. I mean, you gotta, sometimes YouTube life is all the way on the bottom, and it's like,
oh yeah. And Justin and I were just talking about that earlier. And it's like, yeah, I mean, and that's how I am. It's like, yeah, YouTube is, I love doing it. I love the people. I love everything that goes along with it for the most part. But yeah, it's the very last thing that, I try to do, because it's just, I mean, I got my family, my work. Plus, I'm not going to let my business fall or fail just to put out a video for, somebody, because, they want to see what all I've sold, or they just want to hang out. I mean, that's just the last thing. That's just the bonus, you know what I'm saying? That, but yeah, my business is, that's number 3, I mean, after, work and taking care of my family and stuff like that. So, YouTube falls in at about number 4, sometimes number 5.
I think it would be a lot easier if I was, I mean, it's going to happen this year at some point, or next year, technically. It's not going to happen this year, because this year's, we got a week or 2 left. I mean, I'm going to have an office or a warehouse or something, probably an office, because I don't think the warehouse, well, I mean, it may work because I only have so much space to park cars where I am, and if we get there's other vehicles I want to get, and I got to have some space to put it. There's a trailer I want to get. I can't keep a trailer where we live at the condo. So I'm maybe a warehouse office space, but something with a little better setup that we had. The setup was just not good.
The plus side to being where you're at is there's just amazing stuff, but the downside is just that property, limited amount of space. Where I'm at, it's the complete opposite. It just sucks.
It's the money also. I mean, average home cost where we are is over 400,000. It's like
that's what I mean.
And it's just, and everything goes up because of that warehouse space, office space. It's expensive if you can find it. That's the thing. You'll see the same few spots available for 6 months, 8 months, and you're going, okay, if they've been available for that length of time, something has to be seriously wrong with them.
$400,000 here will get you a 3,500 square foot house and a 40-acre farm. I mean, it's just the thing is, people talk about land. There's not enough of it. No, there's just not enough where you want to live. For me, that's one of my things. What I'd love to do is become a traveling, like what Scott does, but instead of going on RA, just traveling around to thrift shops and videoing it and getting a van and going out of the area to buy stuff and bring it back and make one trip, make it like a week or two, to where you just go out and you buy and then you bring it all back and then you don't have to worry about sourcing stuff all the time. I don't know. I think it'd be interesting.
It would. I mean, I've thought about things like that. It's part of the reason why we got the Suburban and everything, but we just, now that she works, it kind of throws a wrench into everything I want to do somewhat. It was different when, you're both full-time in this. You can do whatever you want, whenever you want. But when someone has to work Monday through Friday, a set schedule, it's like, it kind of throws a little bit of a wrench into whatever you want to do a little bit.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And I could do it on my own. Like, I was thinking next week to take off for a few days, and my wife's like, "Oh, really?" And I'm like, "We'll see."
It would be interesting, I think. One of our goals that we had thought about seriously before my mom passed away was selling the farm and selling everything and becoming full-time RVers that eBayed from the road. But not doing large stuff, but trying to do the quick flips, finding a place to settle down and doing auctions, selling stuff for the quick flip and doing local flips and stuff like that. And it just never materialized. I mean, it's not that we would never do it. In fact, we're more capable of doing it now than we were, the 2 years ago when we were thinking about doing it. But I don't know. It'd be interesting.
It's definitely an interesting thing. I've thought about that a bunch of different times, but there's certain things that I'm not sure how you would get over, like health insurance and certain things.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
returns and dealing with stuff like that. But for the most part, I think it can be done. You just need space for, we looked at all different kind of trailers, like toy haulers. Toy haulers kind of, if you had to get a fifth wheel toy hauler, because that toy hauler area you could use as storage. You could set it up.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And I just think
a bumper pole, like the ones that have that extra bunk area, you could do something in there if you wanted to go something cheaper, because some of those trucks, I mean, we were looking at trailers like 80 grand, and then you need diesel to pull it. You're looking at $60,000, $80,000 truck. It's like, it becomes a very expensive setup very quickly.
But imagine if you had the personality and you had the ability to make a go of it, and you could run a YouTube channel up to 200, 300,000 subs. I mean, all of that, that's a big if, I understand, but all of that costs then is just, it's just part of doing business. I don't know. I think it's neat. No one else is doing it. So I think that you'd probably have the largest channel, because you would appeal to the RVing crowd. You would appeal to the people who like to travel.
I thought there's a YouTuber that does that. They source and travel. Isn't there somebody who does that?
Oh,
cool. The thrifty flippers, or no? It's
Dorky.
Well, No, the dorky ones don't.
Oh,
I think there's a channel though that does that, and I think I'm subscribed to them. I'm not sure, but they travel. Hey, real quick, I'm gonna give Krillin another shout out. John, this is for you, buddy. Krillin says, "Hey, houses under 300K have guys playing dice outside." So,
well, that's because he lives in New Jersey.
Lives in Jersey.
He could. That's what I told him. I said, get his parents to sell their house. They can move here, and he could live like a king.
Okay, yeah, the people in chat are all saying dorky thrifter. So yeah, maybe it was a dorky thrifter that traveled around in an RV.
Yeah, and unfortunately, she lost her husband.
Yeah, her husband. Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
I don't know if she settled down, settled down in like one area or something. I don't think she's made a video recently, or that, or
it's been a while.
A lot of videos, so I don't.
Right. I'm sub to her, but I don't think I get notifications like if she posts something. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, the only reason I noticed this was on because it's like coming up on the top of my feed live, and it's like, oh, I'll just watch this and see what's going on. The next thing I know, I'm on this.
Yeah. Brian Notebook Picker said, yeah, Dorky Thrifters lives in an RV, and she stayed on the road after her husband passed away. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, I just think it'd be really cool content.
Yeah, because then wasn't it reselling with Rob mentioned Resale Rabbit? Yeah, because didn't he live in like a van or something like that, or was that College Picker, one of those guys? Somebody was living in a van. Who was that? Picker. College Picker, was living in a van. Yeah.
I follow a guy that I followed his YouTube channel since he was about probably about 8,000, 9,000 subs, and his name's Nomadic Fanatic. And I messaged him all the time saying, "Man, you're missing the market. You should be," because he's big into video games and stuff. And I said, "You should be flipping video game stuff on the road, man. You would hit two markets." Now his channel's at like 150, 160,000 the last time I checked. So just the RV side of it, it took a while to grow, but I think it would be smart for somebody that had already established a YouTube channel and got a little bit of a following, get to about 10,000 subs or something like that. I don't know. I think it's cool. You never know. You might see me wake up one morning to a video that says I sold the farm.
My wife loves his channel. She watches it every once in a while.
Nomadic Fanatic, yeah. He's funny.
Is that the guy from like Seattle or something, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
He's an interesting character. I love watching and trying to psychologically evaluate what he's doing. He'll like every once in a while he'll randomly hook up with a fellow female traveler, and they travel along for a couple days, and the next thing you know, she's gone. And I think he's extremely difficult to live with.
The lot lizard picker.
Yeah. I think he's extremely difficult to be around for a while. He just seems like he's a little bit different, is what I'm trying to say. But I like watching his content because he's really good at videography.
My wife we ran into. Well, my wife did. I didn't want to be bothered. But when it was in Newport, Rhode Island, probably at least 2 years ago, we ran into him.
Really?
We just happened to be going at a Walmart. That's when we used to do a lot of RA stuff, it might have been 3 years ago now. And I'm looking, and you see this, the huge freaking stupid thing on the side of his RV. You can't miss it. It's like, oh, there's that guy you watch.
That's funny.
And she's like, oh my God. She went up and knocked on his truck or whatever the hell the RV. I think she has a picture. I don't have my phone next to me. It's charging.
Yeah, every once in a while, he'll complain because people won't leave him alone. But I'm like, dude, you painted your RV up like a billboard. That's your fault, man. That's your fault. But,
well, I get people every once in a while that I run into in the thrift store, and there's days where I'm having a bad day and I don't really want to talk to anybody, even in the thrift store. But you got to be nice, and you got to talk to people like, hey, what's up? How you doing? Sometimes I don't even know who people are. They'll be like, hey, Roddy, hey, how you doing? And I'm like, what the hell? How do I know you?
Am I supposed to know you? Yeah. I got spotted at the bins. It's in one of my videos. I was filming, and the lady's like, are you Nevermore Antiques? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, oh, I watch your videos. I'm like, sweet, thanks. And it's like in the middle of one of my videos. But like, I want to get a van, like a white, like candy van, and I want to put my business logos on there and do my YouTube. Because you think about it, you're driving down the road. Imagine how much of a billboard that is for your YouTube business. Just to, like, people are like, what the hell is that? And they're just like, well, I'll go check them out just to see, you know. I don't know. I think that I pass, like, whenever I send out my packages, I have my Dymo. I have one of them twin turbos. And then I have these labels like this. I just print out my YouTube channel and I stick it on my packages because I don't do haul videos of what I do what I sold it for, but I never tell what I paid for it. And I've been doing it for months, and so far I've had nothing negatives came from it.
Well, what's his name? Shit, can't think of his name. He used to put his freaking YouTube channel in his eBay description.
Wow.
What the hell's kid's name? Picking Profits.
Oh, Andrew.
Yeah, the one that I try to pay him a visit. Want to talk shit?
That's funny.
I mean, I message him every once in a while. Actually, I mean, I let shit go. It's over nothing. You know, you want to yap, but when you really meet him, it's like. I took him around when he came to the Cape one day. I took him around to some shops here, and he's a weird character, that's for sure.
Yeah,
he's like really big into like photography and stuff, isn't he? Or like cameras and photography and that sort of stuff.
I don't really know. I never really paid attention to his channel, and he's too negative of a person for me.
I got you.
And then when we did the whole Resell Society thing, because he was part of that in the beginning, I really just got fed up with a lot of his antics and shit in the beginning.
Yeah, here's one of those.
Just couldn't deal with him.
Yeah, I just slapped that on the outside of the box, and I've got a couple subs from it. Just interesting, you know.
I don't think he's a bad guy. I just think we just don't see eye to eye.
Yeah, it's tough. There's a lot of different personalities.
And I just learned that, you know, you don't see eye to eye with somebody. Sometimes you just got to separate yourself from that person. Either you don't watch their shit, or you don't, you know what I mean? You just can't pay attention to that person, because the only thing it does is it causes you grief or stress, or, you know what I mean?
Well, the thing is that especially on YouTube, is that unfortunately I think that the YouTube platform brings out a abnormal amount of like sociopaths, people that, you know, that just love to hear themselves speak and like the attention, and I'm just like, oh, you know. So there's certain YouTubers that I'm like, hey, I like these people. Like, you know, you and Chad, I really love what you guys do, because Chad is just real. He doesn't sugarcoat anything, and I like that. And
well, and you know where you stand. You know what I'm saying? Most people, they know where they stand, which is great.
But you know, if I like you, you'll see me comment on your videos, and you see me liking them and comment. And then if I don't do that, then either your content doesn't appeal to me, or I don't like you. So I'll leave it up to the people to figure out which is which. But
well, usually if I, you know, like if I haven't even started a video, or I've only got like 1 or 2 watchers, and I get a thumbs down right away, usually I always associate that to Ronnie, because I think he said that like he loves to like give people thumbs down on their videos and stuff like that.
That was just a joke thing, though. I don't really do that, though.
Hey, don't burst my bubble. Like, that way, if I get a thumbs down, I just go, okay, cool, Ronnie watched my video. I just leave it there. I was dying that one day you're like, yeah, I'd love to give people thumbs down on their videos. And I'm like, that's awesome.
I did that to Lonnie one day. He was like, oh, I haven't got a thumbs down on my video yet or something. And I'm like, oh, I see 1 thumbs down on it.
Yeah. My favorite is like when you schedule an event or you do something, it's like, you know, it's due to come out like in a half, or like even like when you do like the YouTube premieres, it'll be like ready to, you know, come out in an hour, half hour. So it hasn't even started. You've got like 2 or 3 thumbs down. It hasn't even started. I'm like, really? That just cracks me up. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Well, the funny one was the one that me and Pete did like a month or so ago, because we had issues trying to get it to start or something. So we had to do a new one. But we had like 15 dislikes on the first video before it started. We're like, what the fuck is going on this? Like, how does that happen? Like, and it wasn't like anybody knew I was going to be on there or anything. It was just like, didn't say, it wasn't like, oh, Ron's going to be here today. Let's dislike the shit out of this channel. I was like, what the hell? Because that was the first thing I thought. And he goes, I didn't even put your name in the title. I'm like, then I look at it and I go, oh, yeah. Like, had nothing to do with me. I guess I didn't like you today.
That's funny.
You watch a lot of YouTubers, and you just wonder sometimes, I watch Taco Stacks, and I like him. He's a super nice guy, real cool, real polite, but his channel is just absolutely blowed up. And I'm like, I sometimes you're like, I don't get it, but he is a super nice guy. And you're just like, man, what in the world is he doing right? I guess he's consistent for one, upload stuff every day. Oh, there you go.
That was me.
A lot of
Hey,
people,
guys.
sometimes they just get videos that hit, or they'll get a few videos that hit, but then it's your job to keep, the audience that you just get, and if you can't keep it, that's where, it kind of just goes. Like my channel doesn't really grow. You look at my subscriptions, there's never any month where my subscriptions really took off, or lately, because I don't put videos out, it's kind of like in the shitter. But it's because you're too inconsistent. Nothing's gonna happen. You have to be consistent enough. Can't put out videos once a month and I expect to and then there's other people that get discouraged by it too. You'll see people put out videos every month and they'll do it for a long period of time and they feel like they should get more traction than they are, and they get discouraged and leave YouTube sometimes too. So I don't know. Now we got other silence.
Awkward.
As the horror movie starts. Da, da, da. Da, da. You thought you were safe from best offer.
Oh, that's great. Hello, silence, my old friend. Yeah, it's weird every once in a while you get that awkward silence. Someone, I forget who it was earlier. Someone made a comment about John and said John looks like an episode of Sleepy Hollow. He's like, he just keeps walking around, and all you see is neck down. I forget who brought that up earlier, but I just started busting up. I go, that was pretty funny.
Yeah, I'm trying to take pictures to get some stuff going.
I was doing good, but I got kind of stuck at the moment.
You're probably charged up enough. You probably go back at it.
Yeah, I probably could. I think the headphones I got, I think they're good for like 6 hours, but I just picked them up, so they weren't fully charged out of the box, and I threw them on for a few minutes, and I think they got me maybe an hour or so. So all of a sudden it started chirping in my ear, and I'm like, yeah, but it's actually pretty decent. So
I've been.
Oh, okay. It was reselling with Rob. And hey, if you guys are still in here, who were in here earlier when I was talking about Rob, kind of giving Rob a shout out about all the hats and stuff like that. You guys just click on by Rob's name, the 3 little dots that come up over to the side, and you guys can. It'll give you a direct link where you guys can go sub to his channel. But yeah, Rob's got probably one of the best videos I've seen for refurbing vintage snapbacks and stuff like that. And the other one I really liked was his restoration video for doing old Nintendos and stuff like that. Kind of getting them old discolored Nintendos and stuff. How they get all yellowed and what have you, bring them back to life. That was actually a pretty good video as well. Rob's a good dude.
I was gonna say something I totally forgot. What was I gonna say?
Hey, there you go.
Oh, I know. I remember. It was something in the chat. Where's the chat? Go back to the chat. Oh yeah, the truth. That golden finger picker guy. I think he threw a magnet against a cruise ship and he got taken out.
Oh yeah, he was big in that magnet fishing there for a while. Is he still doing that?
I think he got taken out the sea by one of those magnet thingies. Like, I found a piece of metal. No, he's good, but he watches his grandkids like 3 or 4.
Yeah, we were talking about that a little bit earlier. Somebody was kind of going on
40 hours a week. He's watching those kids. It has to be tax, and then it's just when you're not watching them. I mean, one day he was watching them. It was like 8 to 8. It was just like,
yeah.
Talk about
and Chad's my age. I mean, like I think he's exactly the same age I am. And yeah, I mean, when I have my grandkids here, especially my little one, which she's like 2.5. Oh my God. It's like, you need to go home. She just kicks my butt. I mean, I don't know how they have so much energy, because that one will not sit still for 5 seconds. And my 6-year-old granddaughter, at least I could get her to sit down and play a game with me, or she'll work on a craft, or she could sit at the table. But the other one is just, she runs nonstop. I mean, there's no walking room to room. It doesn't matter what she's doing. It's 24/7 run. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, well, where do you have so much energy? Yeah, I am so tired when they go home. Oh my gosh. But yeah, we have her. We gotta watch the little one tomorrow night. So yeah, I'm trying to get as much stuff done as I can today, and at least into tomorrow before she gets here, because I won't get a thing done Monday. I mean, we'll end up having her probably, Monday. So yeah, I won't get nothing done.
So I mean, he does that like 3 or 4 days a week. So I mean, it's just, and then it's just you got time for yourself, time for time to do eBay. It's just, unfortunately, I mean, I haven't even seen Pete videos from Pete lately either. So I'm assuming Pete's been busy.
Yeah, he put one out. He put one out the other day, didn't he? Something about getting scammed or getting a fake NES or something like that, wasn't it?
Oh, someone stole something, wasn't it?
Oh, okay. Maybe that was what it is. I haven't watched it. I just seen that it's in my queue. There's certain videos I'll throw in the queue to watch when I get around. But yeah, lately I've been stuck getting caught up on some of Justin's videos and stuff during the week, because I like watching his hangouts. It's just, especially like the morning water cooler. And if you guys are in here, I'm sure most of you guys all know, but yeah, if you guys are in here and you guys are not subscribed to Justin RVA Flips channel, there's a link down below. Go check out his, definitely subscribe to Justin. He does every day. He usually puts out, a morning video, and then does live working hangouts all the time. Definitely a great guy. And, you guys know these other guys here as well, John, and everybody knows Ronnie. So he's OG. Okay. Oh wow. Sam Kennison said Pete put out a video last night and then removed it within a few minutes. I wonder what was up with that.
Who?
Sam Kennison said that, yeah, Pete put out a video last night and then removed it within a few minutes. Huh.
Maybe something wasn't right with it.
Yeah, NH guy. I'm sorry. Is it Dan? I believe. I could be wrong. Yeah, said he hasn't seen Jim Butler in a while. Yeah, Jim used to put stuff out real regularly. I haven't seen him either in a while.
I think he quit YouTube.
Really?
Yeah.
But he had to have been making some pretty good. I mean, he was pretty daily, wasn't he?
He was. I think. I don't know. Because I really haven't talked to him. I just said that. I seen a post on Instagram saying he's done with YouTube or something.
Really? Okay.
And
well, maybe he was getting some negativity or something.
And I said, I've been there. I've left a bunch of different times. You'll be back. Right. You'll come back.
Yeah. Right.
I was gonna reach out to him because I've talked to him a bunch of different times.
I have too. He's a good guy. He's an odd guy, but he's definitely a good guy.
He's a little entertainment. I don't watch all his videos, but
no, I don't either. But Yeah, he's definitely entertaining. He does crack me up.
Well,
For sure.
he's like one of those people. Like I would say, they put out a video every day, at least almost every day, or let's say 5-6 days a week. But it almost seems like they get no traction. Nothing ever happens. You know what I mean? It's like, and it doesn't matter how good or information. It just seems like nothing happens. And I'm one of those people. I would guess. I put out a video, but it's like just.
What was his channel's name?
Jim Butler.
Curated Clothier, I think.
Or something. It
might. I don't know. It might be just Jim Butler, but I think like all his stuff usually goes by the Curated Clothier.
Whatever did happen to Walking Picker, I think just needed a break from YouTube.
Well, he had when him and Roxanne kind of had their split. I think he kind of
Because I think
it hit him pretty hard.
I haven't even seen him too much.
Yeah, he has Jim Butler, the Curated. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah.
He has 1,100 videos. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean he's pretty regular. He's an entertaining guy, and you never know what he's gonna do. He's always doing like these he jumps in the pool in the freezing cold, and he's a different guy. But he's a good guy. I've talked to him a few times, stuff like that. I mean, he knows his stuff. He picks a lot of really good brands, and I definitely have learned a lot. I mean, I've learned things from him.
I have to say, what you do outside of YouTube is also important to the growth rate of your channel. If you socialize with people at places that you go, or get involved in stuff that is part of your niche, I've seen a lot of people take off that way as well, but it's just hard.
I'm careful with putting too much of my personal stuff out there, though. You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain stupid things or whatever, but it's still. I mean, there's enough of our stuff that's out there, and we still drop a lot of there's a lot of things, but I don't let everybody know everything.
Yeah.
I mean, my close people like you guys and stuff. You guys obviously know way more than other people do, but there's reasons behind that. Yeah, a lot of Josh says, yeah, he's got a unique, quirky personality. Yeah, he's definitely quirky. That is definitely about the best way to describe him. He's definitely quirky.
He made a video 2 weeks ago.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's been a while. I mean, and for him, that's a long time because he's pretty regular with at least one, sometimes two a day. Because I mean, like literally, like he'll pick up like 4 or 5 items and he's doing a video. You know what I mean? He's like, hey, I just picked these 4 items up, or he sold 4 items and he's like, hey, these 4 items just sold today. I mean, that's just how he does stuff. But it just it keeps him regular and moving.
I always got confused on he does like what 5 or 6 different sites. It's like, whoa, I can't keep up with 1 or 2 sites.
Right.
I mean, if eBay wasn't doing as good as it is for me with clothing, maybe I would be like, okay, let me jump over to Poshmark. But I mean, I got eBay, I got Amazon.
Right.
I do a lot of the Facebook stuff here and there. I messed up today because there was something I thought it was too big. I was talking to someone's talking to me. Somebody I know picked up a sign close to me, and I thought it was too big for my truck, for my Suburban. And I was like, hey, are you sure that's going to fit in there? And they're like, yeah, I'm driving a Suburban. I'm like, wait, hold on. Then they, send me a picture, and I'm like, fuck. I was like, because it was only a town away, and I seen it this morning, and I was like, that's not going to fit. And I didn't want to rent a U-Haul and, go through all that stuff or get a trailer, to deal with a, freaking huge-ass piece of porcelain. And then I see he flipped it pretty quickly for someone else, and I'm like, all right, I missed out on some money right there. I mean, it's probably what some people make in a week on here. It's like, damn it.
You would love, love, love to be here where I'm at, Ronnie. There's signs that come up all the time at auction. I bought a really nice Robin Hood bread sign, and I love it. I love the old signs too. I see you've got a nice Coca-Cola. I like that up there. You kind of hit the wall.
I got more stuff. I got a gas pump on this side. I got one here too behind me. This is the globe.
Yeah.
And then I got the plate.
You need to follow my buddy on Instagram. Let me get the link.
The lens.
He sold.
I gotta screw them on.
He
later.
does.
I haven't got to it.
He does all gas stuff. He actually found a gas globe that there were only like 3 or 4 of them known to exist, and he sold it to a guy for $20,000, and that's how he got his start. He's like 21, 22 years old.
Damn.
He goes down to Texas a lot, Canton, Texas. He buys from here and around here, and he takes it all down south.
There's a lot of people where I am that do the same thing. I mean, I don't really do it as much. I just come across it and I pick it up. But, you know, I have notifications on my phone, and sometimes I'm not the fastest at getting to my phone. Like now I could have a notification like on Facebook or Craigslist, but I'm nowhere near my phone. So, you know, by the time I get to it, you know, other people have notifications too. It's just kind of who gets to it first.
I posted his Instagram link in chat. You would probably really appreciate the stuff that he puts up. He does a lot of architectural salvage, and he travels all over the place. He's not married, so he's got it pretty made as far as the stuff that he collects. A lot of it's wrought iron, soda related, signs, old industrial lighting, just cool stuff.
That's what me and my brother used to sell back probably like 25 years ago now. And my brother still sells that stuff. I mean, that's what he mainly works for, is somebody that sells that stuff on eBay. Guy does $1 million a year in sales on eBay.
Yeah, if anyone does architectural salvage, they should follow this guy. He's already got almost 13,000 followers.
Yeah, reselling with Rob, so he does a ton of it.
I do too. I've got I find stuff all the time. I was working on this the other day. I like the old lighting, so I worked on this the chandelier and cleaned it all up and put it all back together. The more I look at it, the more I'm like, man, I look good in the corner. I'm gonna rewire it. I'm probably gonna end up keeping it, but I just with these lights like this, I forget about it. I found you guys know Ronnie, but I found a pair of wall sconces from the 1930s with amber globes in them one time, and they were worth about $350 a piece. And that old lighting and that stuff, people throw it away. Like my uncle went into a house. He's part of him and his wife are big wheels in a certain denominational church in St. Louis. Well, the church just bought a decrepit building in a part of St. Louis, and he went in and took out like 3 stained glass windows, and they're just absolutely gorgeous. And I'm like, oh, I'd love to have just one of those. But
do you guys have like those like the Goodwill, like Habitat for Humanity, like restores around you, John?
Yeah, we have.
I got a gal that I talk to from time to time, and she says she makes a killing out of those places. You know, and it's basically she's getting stuff like that. You know, a lot of that architectural salvage stuff from those places. She's
and you can buy stuff like this. These are just outdoor lights, and they sell them there for $3-4 a piece. I did a video on it. I want to go back up and do a more comprehensive video. But I found a bunch of hats at mine. Holy crap! I found like 10K product hats. Wow. Yeah, all old John Deere stuff like that somebody took in there and donated. And then I bought 4 old CRT computer monitors there. that I've never listed because they'd just be a pain to ship. But I paid $3 a piece for the monitors, and they flip for about 160, 170 bucks a piece on eBay. Yeah, those are some of the best places that I go to find lighting and stuff.
Every time John just stands in the middle of the room like that, I just keep thinking about reselling. It's just like Sleepy Hollow. Oh my god! It just keep busting off.
Instead of the headless horse, yeah,
it's the headless reseller.
The headless. I was going to say the headless hoarder.
Headless hoarder. Oh, that's your new troll account, the headless hoarder.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
But yeah, there's just I downloaded the Social Blade add-on for Chrome too, and that works really good. If you want another for YouTube analytics and stuff.
Oh,
the headless hoarder.
The headless hoarder. That's great.
I love those strange places, but one of the things that I want to start doing on my YouTube channel is like my friend Brock, is I'm going to sit down and start doing interviews with people that are outside of YouTube that are just. I have a series of videos that I've been working on with some of the older people that go to the auction, and sitting down and asking them how long they've been in the resale business and what's the coolest item. Some of these guys have found one guy that I want to sit down with. He found some baseball cards and he made over $100,000 on them. They're just really cool guys with a lot of information, and they're people that you'll never see on YouTube. And that's what I want, is because that's what I want, is to do videos with people like that, because they have there's so much good advice there that you'll never get.
Hey, Landshark.
How's it going?
Good. Oh, yeah. See, someone else posted an idea too for you, John. It was I was thrown out of XXX today. How many places have you been thrown out of, John?
Technically, I've never been thrown out of anywhere.
Asked to leave from.
I walked out. The story goes, when I was at the Dollar Tree, the dude followed me out, and I had my phone in my hand. And as I said in the video, I'm done taking crap from people. If you want to be stupid, okay, I got a PhD in stupidity. I'm gonna fire back. But anyways, and that's what happened with him. He was out of line,
right? And
I corrected him. And then at Cracker Barrel, I hyped that up. There was nothing that was really. I just wanted to get views on that video. And the guy pretty much was just like, "You ain't filming in here, are you?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I go, "Am I not allowed to?" And he goes, "No." Or I go, "Oh," and I turn the camera off. And then I cracked the joke about, I said, "I hate to steal your ideas that you've stolen from other people and open up a cracker bucket." And that's what I said. And then we left. I turned around. I said, "Well, I've lost my appetite." And we left. And we went outside and I shot that video just because I needed a way to close the video. And I'm like, well, this is interesting. It'll get a lot of views. And it did. So
yeah,
it's just keeping people entertained. Because, that's the thing. It's like American Pickers. I've had a chance to talk to Mike Wolf before. And with them, it's not really an issue of always. You never lie, but you don't always have to tell the truth.
Right, yeah. Hey, you don't want to show all your cards. Yeah, they're in my area pretty frequently, Mike and Frank both, because actually their main headquarters is about an hour from where I live.
Up in LeClaire.
Yep. LeClaire's only about just about an hour from where I live.
Yeah. I mean, could you imagine that video? I got kicked out of the American Pickers.
Right. Actually, when Shane and we were thrifting together, because that's where we went thrifting 2 or 3 times up in that area. I'd actually thought about one day, just the two of us just going and just swinging in there and just 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 seeing if we might catch them there, because they are there from time to time. I mean, they're not filming 24/7. I mean, I know they're on the road a lot, but
yeah, Mike lives full time in Nashville now.
oh, okay.
Yeah, he lives down there. He's got a beautiful house. I don't know him personally, but when people before they became famous, I have a bad habit of finding them on Facebook and adding them as friends, because I used to like see what shows were coming out, and before American Pickers came out, I found him on Facebook. And another one I'm still friends with him today on Facebook is Daryl the Gambler from
oh yeah, I know who you're talking about.
And I've messaged him a couple times, like, man, you need to come on my YouTube channel. I would love to interview you. And he said, oh, that'd be cool, but he's never said, okay, let's do it. But how cool would that be to get someone like that on there? And
who's the big German guy that had the Casey, the girl that was on that show? He actually has a YouTube channel. Bargain Hunters or whatever, but I forget what his name is. But is he German or Swedish, or I don't know what the heck? But the big guy, you know what I'm talking about? And he always had the blonde with the girl that was way out of his league. Way out of his league.
Enhancements.
Didn't
she was definitely enhanced.
Didn't he post in one of the reseller groups recently?
Yeah, I think so. Renee, that's it. Yeah, thanks, Greg.
I kept on wanting to say Ronnie, but I knew that was wrong.
Reselling with Rob said, did you
fairly often? I think in the one group, our group actually, the resale society.
Yeah, I remember seeing it.
Reselling with Rob said, did you see Rake in there? Where was that at? I'm already lost.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, because I think her name was like Casey or something like that. But yeah, Greg the Valley Picker. Yeah, he's in the chat there. Yeah, he said Renee. That's right.
Brian the Oak Grove Picker said it saw on Instagram. It took Mike 5 years to get a show deal. Yeah, he was the original YouTuber. I mean, he didn't put anything on YouTube, but when he would go out picking, he would take camcorders with him and he would film and edit and do all of his own stuff. He was an amazing story. He's genuinely a cool dude. Now, I can't say the same for Frank. He's not. I mean, he's not a bad guy, but
no, I've heard he's kind of a he's Frank.
Yeah. He's Frank.
Yeah. Actually, though, and it's funny because like those guys are in my area or around here quite a bit, and they've had a lot of interaction with a lot of people and what have you. Actually, I've heard a lot of people actually say the same thing about Mike Wolf. They said he's not as bubbly and the way that he kind of comes off on TV. And I have had other people that have said he's exactly like he is on the show. So I suppose that's like with anyone. I mean, you get people that probably would meet us out. You're going to have a whole bunch of us like, oh my God, yeah, they're just like, and then you're going to have others like, oh my God, Andy is such an a-hole. You know what I mean? So I mean, I'm sure that goes with anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's tough. It's tough to be famous. And I know that's like, oh yeah, it's so tough. But your life is not your own. It really is. It really is difficult to, I don't know, but not being able to go anywhere and everybody. I mean, imagine how hard it is just to have a YouTube channel and the comment section, how people talk garbage to you there. Now imagine, like Dog the Bounty Hunter the other day, he was taking his wife home so that she could die with cancer. And some douche in the airport with his son stopped him and was cussing him out and trying to pick a fight with him. And could you imagine? I mean, it's a two-edged sword.
Yeah. So, some people just don't have any, what's the word, couth, or just respect for people. I mean,
everybody, before you think you want to become YouTube famous, just think about that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of garbage out there. It's dangerous too. Maybe start like a Logan Paul style channel. Like,
I just know who that is over like the last 6 months. So
yeah,
I had no
he's
idea who
crazy.
that was before.
Yeah, he's a nut.
And I thought it was one person. It was two different brothers or family members or something have different channels. I was like, okay, I'm confused. I was like, thank God I'm not 16 or 13 or probably however old the people are that watches these channels.
The truth said he won't leave his house now that he has tens of subs in disguise, or I'm staying indoors. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, right. No, I'm not there. Nobody here that has to put up with that, but I'm talking about especially the people that have the younger sub crowd. I follow a lot of the YouTube stuff just because it's interesting. And a lot of the people, the larger sub YouTubers, there's a lot of garbage out there. I mean, nobody's like, oh my God, you flip junk for a living. Some people are interested, but it ain't like you got a political commentary channel or something like that. Alex Jones.
That's one guy I would love to freaking pick a fight with. I would.
You're turning the frogs gay.
Just old. Let's get locked in the elevator for 5 minutes, and whoever comes out comes out.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. At my old job, yeah, man. I'm telling you, bathrooms were, man. You did not go. Bathrooms were a bad place to go. If you were somebody who liked to stir trouble and what have you, oh man, you better have somebody watching the door, or you better go with somebody, because man, stuff used to happen in bathrooms all the time at my old job. Man,
What was your old job?
What? Well, I used to work at a. I mean, it's been like probably 15, 20 years ago. I used to work at a factory. You know what I mean? It was just an old school diehard factory, man. And you'd get somebody in there that would just stir crap up, or this, someone younger that just you know how they are. Well, older dudes, man, they don't, especially older guys, they don't play. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not like prison, but you know what I'm saying? It's they ain't playing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, fine, you want to start something, you dummy, and so we're just gonna go here. We're just gonna take care of it. And man, I'm telling you what, I used to see stuff happen. Oh, it was crazy. And you'd always know too, because like if somebody it would kind of start going around. It's like, oh yeah, so and so's gonna get it. Wait till they go to the bathroom, and then you would see him heading, and then two dudes would usually wander out, because one guy would always stand outside to make sure nobody else went inside, and then stuff would just go down. It was pretty crazy.
That's kind of amusing in a way.
Yeah.
I mean, there's times where I almost got fighting the line with certain people. If I felt somebody wasn't carrying their weight when we were cooking, and especially when I was in charge, I would get like angry and yell at people to the point where they're getting mad at you. And man, I got physical once or twice. I'd push people, get ready to fight with people. It's like you have people that either come in a lot, and this happens in a lot of restaurant businesses. You have a lot of alcoholics, a lot of drug use. So you have people that are impaired right from the start, and you're just like, I can't deal with these people. Like, I don't do that. What's wrong with these people?
Yeah.
People, I mean, restaurant business got to be one of those jobs that just you get the people in the bottom of the barrel.
Well, from what I've heard, they don't have to go through background checks at a lot of those places.
No, a lot of places, man, you say you cook, and it's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, or a lot of places, and they go through the temp agencies and stuff like that. The temp agencies don't care either. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, hey, you're just a body. Yeah. We'll let the employer deal with that if they decide to keep this cat on. But they just said, we just need bodies in here.
That's why I had to get out. I couldn't deal with the freaking people anymore. I'm one of the people, I would never leave the line. 8 hours. I'd stand right there. I'd leave to go bathroom or something like that, but I don't smoke or anything like that. So those people that had to go out every 20 minutes to smoke a cigarette would really burn my blood. You're busy or something, and then so and so just disappears. It's like, seriously.
But if you step away for 15 minutes, what happens to you as a non-smoker?
You go away just to take a piss, and you come back and you're like, where were you? It's like,
yeah.
Seriously, you see me come out of the bathroom. Like, do you even have to ask that question? Like, come on, stop it. People used to irritate me in the worst way. But thank God I'm done with that. I mean, I help my friend out every once in a while at his restaurant, but it's literally me and a guy that I've known for like 10 years. And other than his little piss poor attitude.
Right. But you all have a level of respect for each other.
You know, which he's fine with. He doesn't smoke, he doesn't drink, you know, he's for the most part respectable. But he just sometimes you could tell he's a little aggravated, and you just know how to deal with the guy because I've worked with him for so long. It's, you know, but I have to help my friend. It's like he calls and it's like, all right, what do you need help with? And it doesn't take much time. It's only usually like 3 hours here, 4 hours there. So, you know, it doesn't ruin my whole day or anything like that, you know.
Right.
But this year was like at one point I worked, I think, literally every day for 4 months. It was like, dude, seriously, like, what happened? What happened here?
Yep.
They lost somebody, and then his father, you know, had to get surgery on his leg, couldn't walk, so it was like I just got stuck.
PGH Pig said he worked as a butcher in a supermarket in the 70s. He goes, now there were some people I worked with that did not get along. Now that is dangerous with knives and hooks and bandsaws. Yeah, you gotta be really careful when pissed off in that place.
I remember I worked one summer at a grocery store, and you know, I had to be the guy that I came in towards the end of the day, and yeah, little shit jobs like I make ground hamburger or whatever. And I just remember like the way the guys tell me to make bad. I can't explain it on this channel because some people would be offended. It's kind of funny. I just remember looking at the guy, 18 years old. You're like,
yeah. Sometimes you look back at some of the stuff you used to do and jobs you did, and you're like, oh man, I cannot believe I did some of these things for what they paid me, and I would never do that. Double that, you know.
oh well. Everything's different now, though. I mean, I remember like people just like it just seems everything's changed somewhat, especially the newer generation.
Right.
Like not everybody, but man, newer generation, man, it's gonna be fucked in 10 years.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they just think everything's kind of like somewhat handed to them. If you don't like the decision, you know, I mean, we don't get our way. It's we don't get what we want. We just life goes on. But they gotta stop and think about it and make a holy hell about something. It's like that's not how life works. You know, I mean, just look at the way when we grew up as kids, how we used to get disciplined.
Oh yeah.
I mean, now you couldn't do half of that stuff to a kid without. You
can't even think about doing half that stuff to a kid.
Man, some of the stuff my mom would do, man, she was the more the enforcer. And it was like, and I was like 5, 6, and like 12 years old. So, you know, my mom's about a little shorter than me, and now I'm like 5'9". But man, when she's, you know, hitting on you or something, and you're bigger than she is at not 12 years old, it's like, seriously, are you gonna take this? After about 14 years old, that became the end of that. I remember she went to hit me with a broomstick. I grabbed the broom, broke it over my knee, threw it back at her. It was like, that's the end of this.
Yeah.
I'm too big for this now, honey. We're done with this whole thing. I shaved my head because I got tired of her pulling my hair. I think I was in 8th grade. I was like, I'll show you. A damn belt. That was another. I mean, we would live in Florida from 6th to 8th grade, and they used to hit you with a damn paddle. I mean, even the school would get on you. You know what I mean? You acted up. You went to the prisoner's office. They had a paddle.
That's what it was when I came up.
Even when I was in Long Island, they had a not a paddle, but they had like a.
Shoot, my mom actually called this.
I don't remember now exactly what it was when I was in elementary school, but I remember getting hit by something.
Yeah. My mom actually called the school when I was in grade school and requested that they they hit me with the paddle. It's like, going, dude, he needs it. You get him whatever you got to do. Yeah, you just give it to him. And I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I went through a real bad streak at one point when I was younger, and yeah, my mom didn't even care because my dad showed up at school a couple times, and my dad worked like an hour from like where we were, and I get in trouble once in a while, and my mom would just say that's enough, and then it's like, your dad is on his way, and I'm like, oh great, my dad's got an hour being pissed off in the truck coming to get my ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I am definitely in big trouble.
I remember when me and my brother were in the same school when we were in 12th grade. We went to a very small school outside of Cooperstown, New York. And literally there's like 30 kids to a graduating class. So the whole school from kindergarten through 12th grade is in the same building for the most part. And I remember me and my brother had this one class. We were in the same class again. My brother, at this point in my life, he would just aggravate the shit out of me. He had to do something. And I wind up taking his head and smashing it on the table. And, he gets up, of course. I rip his shirt. I just start swinging on him because I'm just frustrated with him. And the teacher broke us apart. I swung and hit him by accident. Then I squared up with him. I wanted to fight him. So my brother's daughter, now she's 17 years old. I think last year she had him, and my dad was mad because he's explaining to her, he was retiring, and he's like, oh yeah, I remember when your brother, and he goes, that crack in the wall is where your father got thrown into. He was like, it was a WWF match in here with those kids. I was like, and my dad's like, that's inappropriate. What the hell is he telling her that for? I'm like, I don't think that. What is he going to do? It's a small school. Like, yeah, he probably shouldn't have said anything, but
that's funny.
It was just funny. That whole school is sketchy as hell. I think small schools are really weird. Because I was used to big schools, and then all of a sudden we went there, and it was like, see the same kids all day long in every class, like, same kids. And all those kids all went to school with each other from like kindergarten, so it's hard to fit in with those kids. It's like it just makes it difficult. I hated that school.
I graduated with 42 people in my class.
I just could not.
And that's I went kindergarten through 12th grade with about 23 of them.
That's real small.
Yep.
Actually, I think my youngest daughter, her high school, I think her graduating class was 20 something, which is that's pretty small. But she wanted to go live with her mom, and so she ended up leaving kind of where we were. But my oldest daughter, she went to the big high school, kind of where we were, and I wouldn't even really call it big because I didn't even think the graduating class there was like around 250, but I guess 250 versus 20 something, that's a big difference of kids.
And we have a local, everybody knows everything.
Right. Yeah, that was the one thing she hated. She's like, you literally can't, cough in that town without everybody knowing what time you did it and how many tissues you used. You know what I'm saying? It was very bad.
That can be good, but that can be bad.
Right, exactly.
Finally hit $200 for the day. That's nice.
There you go. There's Justin. All barbecued up.
Rookie.
208, and on my other account we did 66. So
nice.
Maybe I'll hit 300 by the end of the day. I love having 2 accounts. We were discussing this the other day. The benefits of having 2 accounts is you don't have to pay all that money for the next store level. And if one of your stores would say hit a 7-day suspension, it doesn't affect the other store.
Now isn't that tied to your your IP? Is it your IP though? Like if they suspend one of your things, isn't it tied with your IP though?
No, not just a temporary suspension, not like being banned or anything.
Okay, so if you get banned, then it's an IP ban and not okay.
Yeah.
Are there any limitations from eBay on what you can list in each store? I don't know if I saw a video or read that you can't list the same type items. And I may be wrong.
You can't list the same. You can't list the same item.
Right.
Like
I
can't list
listing between the two. Right.
Yeah, but here's the thing: the monopoly listing on eBay. I was just pissy because there were like 500 listings on there, and I started going through, and I found probably 10 sellers that had multiple listings on both accounts, and eBay never did anything about it. So I mean, I guess if you report it, they might, but I don't know.
I'm glad y'all brought that up. I've considered opening a second. I've got very few listings on my primary, but I'd considered opening up a second one at a lower level and using it as my clearance store.
Okay.
Drop everything over there, and then I could just set a store wide, and not have to worry about, mistakenly marking something down I didn't want to mark down.
Right.
I said, no,
I'd like to have just a straight clothing store versus a hard goods store. That way I get my hard goods and all that crap out away from all my clothing stuff.
Right.
Yeah, that would work good.
Kind of brand, because essentially that's how my store is branded. It's basically a menswear store, but I have it like as menswear and more. It's kind of, you know what I mean? Because it's like I got all kinds of crap in there, but I do like it, branded clothing because that's pretty much my main bread and butter. But
what I did is I listed till I got to 1,000 listings on my main account, and then I kept paying. I had 1,300 or 1,400 listings, and I was paying 10 cents a listing for those other items. I was like, this is crazy. There's got to be a way that I can make this work better for me. And I was like, okay, I got an idea. And then I opened up that other store to blow out some penny items, and then I realized that was a bad idea. And then I said, you know what? I'm just going to crank up another store because we do about $6,000 to $7,000 on our main store a month in sales. And I was like, if I had another store that had 1,000 items in it, and if I could do $12,000 to $14,000 a month in sales, that would be. I wouldn't care if I ever did any more than that. I would be, man, that would be more money that I could spend. Because I'm pretty frugal.
I thought I saw somewhere that, and if I'm wrong here, somebody please correct me, that you couldn't have multiple stores to get around the listing limitation. Number of listings maybe on your store or something. And I may be wrong there. I just thought I'd seen or read or.
I don't know. It would have to be something that was new. Right. I haven't read anything. If anyone knows, they could put it in the chat. That would just be a policy that would be put in place to benefit eBay. And as far as I know, that would be really difficult for them to,
to enforce.
Yeah, because so many people have multiple stores.
Are you doing it all from the same PayPal?
Yeah. I was going to do it from a different PayPal. It started out that I was going to list stuff on that other account, and I was going to use it to pay bills off with and live off the other account because I'm already living off it. And I was like, well, I'll put this other in the PayPal account, and I'll transfer it out once a month, and I'll just put that lump sum on a credit card. And then I was like, that's really going to look fishy to the IRS. So I said, hell with that, and went back to just one account.
What's this IRS you speak of?
What's that acronym?
Yeah,
that's like
it depends on who you ask. If you ask Ron Paul, he'll tell you that it's an illegal branch of our government that's meant to rape the people.
Wait, I thought it was theft. I thought we didn't have to pay taxes if we were selling online.
Yeah, you don't have to. I'm kidding people. You pay taxes.
Don't listen to these people in the
we don't. We don't have to pay tax.
The opinion, yeah, the opinions on this channel do not reflect the opinion of the owner of this channel in any way, shape, or form.
Everybody,
I thought
this will be the video that goes viral.
Wait, did y'all hear the new thing? eBay upped the fee by 1%, and that covers all of our taxes. We don't have to pay taxes anymore.
Yeah, right.
You know what? That would be like the greatest thing ever. You know, I would be totally on board with that.
Yeah.
A flat tax is a fair tax. That's the way it should be. We should
No
have
tax,
to pay the
No tax would be even better.
Tax.
You want to tax, you know, that way when someone buys a $1 million home, you know, then it's just, I don't know, fair tax is flat tax. That's a conversation for a different show, but
That's funny.
I don't like taxes at all. I get sometimes I'll play that.
Is there anyone who likes taxes other than the IRS?
Oh yeah. The people that are,
I don't think I've ever met anyone who says, "God, I can't wait till tax season."
the people. Oh, I've met a lot of people that can wait. Yeah, I got 6 kids. In
Well,
3 months.
I guess there's those people, but yeah.
I work in retail work at Walmart over February, March, and April. I worked there when the PS2 was popular, and we ordered 100 of them, and they were gone because it was tax time. Flat screen TVs, and it was crazy.
That was one of the first big explosions of Christmas time, wasn't it? The PS2,
yeah. The Tickle Me Elmo was first,
Oh, that's
and then
right.
it was the PS2. Yeah,
What was that, like 96, 95, Tickle Me Elmo?
yeah, something like that. 97,
But
and then the
PS2 was 97, 98-ish, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm
because. Did everybody go quiet all of a sudden?
yeah.
Okay. I was like, it's like, am I
like
internet messed up?
listening to reading Tommy Bernhard's comment. It gets everyone's illegals, hookers, drug dealers, Amish, you name it. Oh, that's funny. Man, you know it's good when you're dragging Amish into it.
Hey guys, but you know we could legit start a reseller cult and then become tax exempt.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
I'll pay.
Why not just start a wealth and prosperity church? Heck, man, it works. There, gets you a couple planes.
And
That's where it's at.
No greater scam in the world than modern day. The most modern day. No, I'm not gonna say.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I feel you though, bro.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
Yeah.
If it was my channel, I would, but I don't want to. I'm gonna keep it like what's that saying? No politics, no religion.
Right.
That's Mike. He's smart. He's like, no politics. He shuts them down quick. I'm like, damn, get a boy.
Yeah. Just some topics that are always good to avoid, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because there's no sense in alienating. Like, you know.
No, exactly.
You know,
unless you want to. Yeah.
That's just one of those things. That people are just so like they're over the top one way or the other. And
right. There's no middle. Yeah, there's no middle ground, and people are just so unwilling to even accept somebody else's opinion on something, or even try to, just.
Oh yeah.
It's just like, no, it's like this. Like, oh my gosh, just be open to suggestion. That's all. Just be open to a suggestion. That'd be just awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I like to play devil's advocate a lot of times.
Exactly.
I don't even agree with. I mean, what's the saying? Like, there's a difference between. I like having dialogues. I don't like having debates, because dialogues means you could be. It's kind of like it's like it comes from like the old like plays, right? You could just be playing a part in a dialogue, whereas a debate means you actually are taking a stance. And I don't
right. Right, and most time, just having a dialogue, it means you're actually thinking about what you're doing. It actually takes a little bit of intelligence to have a dialogue. But when, you start doing that whole debate thing, then emotions get wrapped into it and everything else. And then, things start escalating and it gets just out of hand. And it's like, oh my gosh, why can't we just have a nice educated conversation? You know what I'm saying? I'll listen to your side, you listen to my. We're all cool. But yeah, some people are just like, no, there is no middle road at all.
Well, I don't have to agree with your opinion, and I can still respect you,
Exactly.
Yeah, just let the facts lay where they are.
Exactly.
Because everybody's got their own opinions. You know what they're like.
Wait, we got to read this. The truth says inside. Next thing you know, you're getting kicked out of Cracker Barrel.
John, I really think you ought to start another channel of I got kicked out of.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I had an idea for a damn good channel, and it's called 24 hours till fired, and it's where you randomly go and like get jobs at places, and you've got 24 hours
to get fired.
You've got 24 hours to get fired. Now you can't start out with like pissing on the desk or anything like that.
You got to seem like genuinely interested in the job and like you really, really want to learn.
Yeah. And then as the day goes on, you just continually screw up and until they're like call you in and be like, you gotta go.
You better patent that idea, dude, because that's actually some gold right there, bud. That's actually pretty good.
I've got a million good ideas. People, they're like, I've got a million of them up here. But I thought it would be hilarious. Just go in and like get a job at like and wear a hidden camera and go in and get a job at like McDonald's and like when no one's looking, take and put your GoPro up or something like that, and just like slowly like just start messing up until you get fired and just see what it takes. It'd be
almost like an episode of Impractical Jokers, you know. I don't know if you guys ever watched them, you know what I mean? But it'd be like something that them guys would do, you know.
Yeah, my wife loves that show.
Yeah.
Does anybody know? I picked one of these up finally. I sell a lot of t-shirts in my antique booth. And I don't know what these little things are called. The little
Are they barbs?
They're just
barbs. Okay.
Barbs.
I need to order some more, and I didn't know what they were called.
I wish my thrift store would use those differently. They put them back through the back collar instead of through the tag.
Yeah.
And sometimes damage to the shirt.
Dude, mine puts them on the freaking shoulder. So like a lot of, yeah.
Oh yeah.
They do. They do that at mine too. Yeah. And if you're not, especially on like the performance, like the dry fit type shirts and stuff, man, they'll screw them things up. Like if they're not careful.
Sometimes you can work with it a bit and get it to fit back.
Right.
My Salvation Army is even worse. They take a stapler and they staple it like on the freaking like.
Yeah. They actually they'll double staple it a lot. Like they don't pull wrong. They always have at least two in there, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I keep a pair of tweezers just to shimmy it loose so I can pull it out without it causing a mess. Yeah.
I guess we can be thankful it's not a grease pin on the sleeve or something.
That's the other. They use that at a lot of the ones that we have around here too. Is I know like in the Quad Cities, there's one of the people in the chat here probably can relate. But anyway, I was just talking to her, and that's what they use at their Goodwill. They grease pen any of the name brand items. They'll write like $5 or $12 or what they write it in a grease pen on the inside. So I got to get my Tide pen and try to get it all out. Instead of especially because I don't want to wash it half the time, but.
I hate thrift stores that write the price of the shoe on the bottom. Luckily, my Goodwill, all the shoes are like a base price, but the Salvation Army, they write it on the bottom of it. And you have to take alcohol to it or, whatever the case may be to get the freaking writing off the bottom of the shoe.
Right. I've actually got one pair of shoes I've never been able to get the stuff out of. I mean, I've always been really, really good about getting like the marker or whatever, but I got a pair of Converse. They almost look like boots or whatever, but I have tried everything under the sun and I cannot get this marker out of the bottom of these boots.
I had a pair like that recently, and I picked up my Dremel around the house and had one of those little small sanding attachments, and it didn't damage the bottom of the shoe very much at all.
Yeah, so this is it's like a real porousy rubber type. So the marker soaked down into the. So even though I get the top, it's down in the actual rubber itself. So I mean, it's horrible.
It's not the rubber like the Clarks have on them, are they?
No, it's different than that. This is I
know that usually soaks it up pretty good.
Right. Yeah, hook pins. That's what they're called. There you go. Awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna step out real quick. I gotta grab another beverage. Been talking a while. I gotta wet my whistle.
How's sales been today, Craig?
Yeah, slow. I've only got like 190, 200 items in my store right now, and it's percentage wise, I'm doing okay. You know, sell through rate, but I think I did about 100 yesterday, and have had crickets today.
Yeah, with 200 items listed, you're probably not going to see daily sales. But if you can get to about 400, you'll probably start selling. You'll have really good days, 400 or 500. Just keep pushing, bro.
I'm at 203 so far for the day. Not sales, gross dollars, obviously. Which 203?
I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. I sold an $8 broken TI-83 Plus calculator.
Oh, that's cool.
That was yesterday, but
yeah, we've
my sales yesterday were crap. John, were yours good yesterday?
No, I think there was on my secondary account, I did $278, and that's on an account with only 265 items listed. On my primary account, though, let me pay for this item real quick. I think I only did like $50, $60.
Dude, that's where I was at. I was at 56.72 yesterday, which is like that's horrible. Like,
oh no, I was at 44.63.
Yeah, like a bad day for me is typically like 120. I consider that like a bad day. 56.72 is horrible.
Wow.
If you don't want it, send it my way.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take whatever comes my way.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I still get excited when I get the little
but you get used to your average.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
And you expect it, yeah, and you start freaking out. I mean, yeah, I totally get it. Well, like I said, I mean, yesterday I didn't even have a sale till almost 5 o'clock, and then all of a sudden I got like 3 of them in a matter of like minutes, you know, and I'm like,
eBay is alive.
Yeah.
That's one thing I wish that, you know, the eBay has the cha-ching, the notice, all that. I wish Amazon would do that. I don't sell a lot on Amazon, but I sell enough. It would be nice to kind of get that satisfaction of a notice as opposed to an email.
I really would like to be able to do some FBA.
I'm not get heavy into it, but really started focusing on it a little bit more back about 4 months ago.
I've actually been thinking about that as well as starting to get kind of back into it a little more, but I've just got so much other stuff going.
It's really easy if you I call it retail espionage. Once you find a couple of items that are fairly hot, or if you find a seller that you know is always on the trail of good stuff, if you do a little bit of investigation, you can find out who they are and what they're selling, and then you've narrowed down from literally hundreds of thousands of items to 26, 27 pages worth of stuff on Facebook or on Amazon or on eBay.
Right.
And you know, a lot of people don't talk about that, and I am not going to make a video on it because
no. Yeah, that's something that gives you a little bit of an edge over some other people.
Oh, I don't even care about it. It's just a little, I don't know. It's a tactic, but it's not like the best tactic. I mean, it's kind of, some people would say it's kind of seedy, but it's just part of corporate, the corporatism, you know, finding out what your competition's doing and.
Well, you learn a lot yourself, but you learn from other people. That's what the community exists for, you know.
But they're not volunteer. You could go look at my eBay and see what I'm selling, and the problem is I don't mind any of you guys go look at my stuff. Anybody in the chat can go look at my stuff. But the problem I have is when local people see what I'm selling, then it becomes a problem.
Because I'm sure you do that though as well. You go locally and you probably look to see who's selling what locally as well, right? Yeah.
Or if you
actually I did that actually last night, just even myself, is one of the resellers I work with. He thinks he's skirting the whole not getting a W-2 because he's at like 18.9. He's like 18.9 thousand for the year, and for whatever reason he thinks he's not getting a W-2. So he's been having his brother sell stuff for him. So it's like, oh, So I was like, I was kind of toying around with one of the guys, and he told me a couple things he just listed. So I came home, did a quick local search, and I was able to find like this Harley 3D shirt that the guy got. And so then it pulled up everything else that now my buddy's selling on his brother's store, so he could still keep bringing in money, and he's trying to skirt, getting a W-2. And I'm like going, I go, he's getting a W-2. I'm like going, he sold over 200 items this year. I go, just because I said you didn't hit 20,000, it's 200 or, and I go, a lot of times I go, they'll trigger that anyway. And I go, you're supposed to take and do that. I'm like, man, I go, this guy's just playing with fire.
I would not. Yeah. I have a
my buddy, and he's been doing this for, I don't know how many years. So it's like going, I'm telling you what, the last thing you want to do is get nailed now. I said, not paying on 20K, and then you get audited, and then you find out for the last 5 years, you've made, we'll just say 10 or 15,000 over the last 5 years. And then they nail all that. Plus, if you cashed in any stocks or 401ks or, any of that sort of stuff. Oh my gosh. It's like, yeah. I mean, you're in huge trouble.
Yeah. The late fees will get them too, because they'll count from the time that he didn't pay.
Yeah. It'd be retroactive.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, he has no idea.
There's a lot of YouTubers out there that won't give out their and I don't want to. Is there anybody in the panel here that don't give out their that don't give out, or I don't want to. I don't want to.
I share. All right, look. I
think everyone knows or can find our stores, knows our stores. It's very, very easy to find.
Yeah, and like my thing is like, if you can't, like, I share my store up front, but like for instance, I've known Andy's store ever since I watched his first video. I don't think he really like shows it, but if you can't,
it's linked on my Instagram. It's in my link tree.
Okay, yeah. But
it's funny because like I'll get people that comment, because a lot of times I put my picture like over the top of like the store name, and they're like, I don't know why you're so secretive, about your, and they rattle it off, and I'm like I go, it's not hard to find. All you got to do is type the go to Solds and type the title in, and I go, it's going to come right up. I mean, anyone who has any kind of brain at all can find your stuff. I mean, I'm putting myself out there. I'm a fool to think that you can't find my stuff.
And if you can't find it, then you could be reselling if you can't even do that. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, so sometimes it cracks me up when I get comments like that, or somebody will send me something like, oh no, I go, it's out there. I go, my stuff's all over the place. I go, it's in my link tree on my Instagram. I go, you can go to my Poshmark store, my eBay store's right there. I go, it's, I go, I just set it there because a lot of times I go, it's just convenient. That's where I just, I can put it in the corner, but I go, honestly, I prefer to see somebody up here. That's just me. That's just where I just put it, and so that's where it's set. So
yeah. And my thought with it is if someone's getting on YouTube and they're trying to profess to like, hey, I know how to do this, or I do this, blah blah blah, but then they say, but I don't share my store because I'm worried about competition. It's one thing with Amazon. I 100% agree you should not share
exactly.
Your but when it comes to eBay and you're talking about thrifted one-off stuff, if someone is telling you like they don't share their store, or they have a second secret store, and if you go look at their first store, it looks kind of like they're a crap seller. If you're not sharing your stuff, guys, like I don't know, I feel like you can't get on here and like try to talk about something you're not even sharing what you're doing.
Right. And honestly, how hard is it to find somebody's secret store? Because I already have your regular store. I know what your photos look like, and I know the city that you're shipping from. Because I'm sure you're not shipping from a different city. So it's like all I got to do is type in that zip code and hit the 5 mile range and just look for the stuff with the same type of backgrounds, the same exact photo style. And I'm sure you're not taking completely different photo styles for your secret store. It's super easy to find.
And exactly. That's what I was going to say, but I didn't want to out it. I didn't want to.
Yeah. I mean, you're 100% right. But some of these secret stores, if you go and look for them, like they're not doing what they're saying they're doing. And
no.
That's
right. Exactly. But I think that's a misconception. There's the folks like us on this panel that we do this, and we know that. I mean, we actually do this, and then there's people that watch this stuff that really don't maybe necessarily. I mean, and there's a lot of intelligent people in this in the chat and the panel and stuff like that. But there's a lot of other people that follow and stuff that really, they don't know how to do those sort of things. But it's just, we've been doing this so long, and we all interact together and stuff. Yeah, it's easy to find that stuff.
Yeah, it's interesting because I found YouTubers. I found their Amazon stores, and I save them just to watch. I don't do Amazon, but you give enough information in your video, you're giving away your Amazon store. So if you don't want to give away your Amazon store, this is a tip. Don't show what you're selling on Amazon, because with enough information, it's like you need multiple points of reference, but you're going to give enough stuff away to where people's going to be able to triangulate where your store's at. And then it can get, and that's just good advice. That's not being creepy advice, because
the information is so easy to obtain. You know, I mean, it's so easy to obtain these days. I mean, everything is out there.
Yeah.
And I found this super nice fossil. Sorry about that.
Has anybody saw? I know HP toners and name brand toner, printer toners do real well. Has anybody had good luck with off-brand?
I try to stay away from it.
Yeah, like Canon and Canon and Brother ones are okay, but yeah, I mean, if you're just getting the stuff from like what do they was it like Cartridge World or whatever, where they those don't do crap, but HPs are pretty much the ones that are gold.
Yeah, I'm just looking at a local auction. There's probably 30 or 40 or better off-brand toners. Can't see a lot of detail, but the bid's only at like $5.
I tell you what, if you get on Gov Deals and you can buy surplus computer pallets of computers, those are really good. Get on your local buy-sell trade pages and try to scoop up some old computer systems. Let me tell you, I bought about 30 computers at an auction that was in one of my videos a while back. And this should be the stuff that I put in videos instead of getting kicked out of Cracker Barrel, because this is helpful. This is helpful stuff.
Yeah, but you're not gonna get the hits on that stuff.
Yeah, but I took them apart and I sold those motherboards and machines that were 8 to 10 years old with the processors on them, and I was getting somewhere in the neighborhood of $30 to $50 a piece for these motherboards shipped. And I took out the memory and I put them in scrap lots for gold recovery and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of interesting stuff out there, but if you can get electronics, it's even broken. I run ads for broken PS4s all the time because they still sell really well.
Huh. My auction stuff around here has just been dead. I'm just trying to scour some of it and see if I can.
We're pretty lucky. I live really close to several state facilities, prisons, and the mental health hospital.
Hey everyone.
Hey, how you doing, Glenn?
Back
again.
Yeah, I was about to say it was like the same show going on.
It's just moving around. We all share the love.
I see Ronnie's in here too.
Oh yeah, he's actually been here for a while.
Yeah,
we're keeping him occupied. I love that light he has hanging from his ceiling.
Oh, you got a new wall now. You got all these different signs.
I love the way the new wall looks.
Yeah, the stuff is sweet.
Well, I sold the one sign to someone that watched our videos, which tell you right now, to ship a 4-foot freaking button sign is quite difficult and quite interesting. I will tell you that right now.
Oh, do you like a lot of wood?
No, I didn't use any wood because the sign itself is metal.
Right.
But if you have to, I use 2 bicycle boxes and kind of got them together.
Right.
And then I used foam board on one side, wrapped the sign in 2 moving blankets. And, it was good enough. Anything over that, you have to ship it free because of the size. You had to keep it, I think it was 50 by 50 by 6. Anything over that size, it had to go free. And it's just enough. And shipping it was a pain. I should have never sold it. I just got some guy offered me a crazy amount of money for it, and I was like,
now, was that your wife's sign? Because y'all know every time you talked about it, you said it was your wife's sign.
Yeah, because we got it at auction. She really wanted it, so I got her some more Coke signs now. They're just a little on the smaller side.
Right.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus, I have a globe over here, a clock over here. If you see my Instagram, you'll see the stuff I pick up and get. And then I have another globe behind me that I got to put together. But it is fun. I like this stuff.
You know what I do for myself?
Yeah, Rob put a great tip in the thing, and I've heard a lot of people do before for old signs and art and stuff. He cuts up pool noodles, and then I'm assuming you take and wrap those around the edges. Yeah, that's great. And pool noodles work. They work really good for doing boots too. So like
you stick them in the side.
So you take them pool noodles, and like I got like this pair of Cole Haan boots that I'll probably stick a little I can't even say it, pool noodle down inside here. It'll hold these things up, because these things obviously will not stay up on their own. So,
and I think you can get them at Dollar Tree too sometimes, can't you?
The pool noodles. Why can't I say pool noodles? Oh Lord.
What actually is really good are actually the Uline like picture frame boxes. Are really good for shipping signs too.
My U-Haul locally carries those.
You know, I didn't even think of the U-Haul. Well, the U-Haul is expensive.
Yeah, depends if you're doing onesie twosies or need them in a pack of 20 or whatever.
Yeah, I wish we had, because we had a bunch left over from the warehouse, but I think I'm out of the medium. I got some of the large still.
Nice. You guys all live in good areas, man, where you guys got all that stuff all around you, man. We don't have any of that stuff around me. I got to drive. It doesn't matter what it is. I got to drive.
For what though?
I mean, like, we don't even have like a UPS store or a pack and ship type of place. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's none of that stuff around me.
Really?
Yeah. We had a I don't know, it wasn't a UPS, but it was like a pack and ship type of place. But it was about 30 minutes from my house, you know. And I actually cruised through that town the other day, and I noticed it was already all closed up. It's just, we just don't, in my area, even in my 3-town area, which is, pretty decent size if you count the 3 towns, it just can't support stuff like that. I mean, my God, we just got a friggin' Dunkin' Donuts, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just, we just don't have that sort of stuff. I mean, it's small town USA. Yeah. I mean, I live right in the middle of the heartland in the Midwest. It's just real small town. I mean, for me, literally, I have to drive an hour to go to, even to go to Target. I mean, a Target, a Best Buy, a Lowe's, a Home Depot. I mean, I have none of that stuff. I mean, I have to drive an hour to the east or to the west, either direction, to get to anything like that.
So your closest McDonald's probably 30 minutes away?
Well, no. McDonald's, McDonald's,
they got those everywhere on the interstate, but
yeah.
But you have one in your town. It's different having one on the interstate near you versus in your town.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, and I don't know, I forget what the population of my town is. I mean, it's not bad size, but it's just, you can't support a lot of that stuff in a small town. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yes. Sam Kim says, and don't forget Hobby Lobby. Yeah. Or Hobby Lobby. So yeah, it's a good hour to Hobby Lobby.
Okay, I'm gonna jump up. I'm gonna check that auction out of MSP. Y'all gonna be here all night?
Is Dwayne doing his auction show?
Yes, in 1 minute. I'm gonna go back and forth. I got both of them up.
We should probably pop out here.
Is it going on Grumpy?
Is that who's doing the Barb? But she's out there quite a bit.
Barb and Carol. They go by. She goes by
bargain shopping.
Bargain shopping, yeah.
Any signs?
I saw the preview. It was like Furbies. I want to say they're doing like a Furby lot and some jewelry. There's always jewelry on that show.
There's always jewelry. Yeah, they always get. Yeah.
I'm jewelry illiterate. I don't mess with that stuff.
I actually got one of the workers at my Goodwill. He came straight out and told me. He said that don't even bother with any jewelry here. He goes, we sift through all of it. He goes, we even got test kits in the back. He goes, so anything that even looks, He goes, all the big jewelry bags that we have, he goes, it's all garbage. He goes, everything gets sent up to Rockford, which is about an hour from me. And he goes, and then all that goes to the Goodwill online. And I'm like, why? I mean, my local, like I said, you can't find there's no video games, anything that has any sort of value at all. Right. It is very, very rare to find any of that stuff floating in my Goodwill.
They say that jewelry's garbage, But what these ladies do is they look for signed pieces like Trifari or Monet and the other pieces. Somebody, what was it? Somebody pulled out a piece the other day that was, they sold it for $400 out of one of those jewelry jars. So there's some, but yeah, the gold and silver, it's yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Goodwill screwed it.
I don't know how
y'all go and find stuff.
I don't know how y'all's thrift stores are, but I'm amazed at how much time my local store spends processing their items. You think retail they'd be about get it in, get it out, move it quick, reclaim the space, all that, but it's
Well, what I find mine doing a lot, even with like clothing, is because they have so much clothing, is they will actually like bring a rack out. They will put new stuff out, and then they take stuff off of the racks and put it on that rack, and they take that rack into the back room. Exactly. And then it just gets like they keep like recycling like stuff around. It's like because there's sometimes like I'll go in and I'm like, oh man, I was gonna get that. I was really hoping the shirt was gonna be there or something like in a couple days, and then it'll be gone. And then 2 or 3 days later, there it is. It'll be sitting on the rack again. And I mean, and I see this like over and over and over again. It's not like an isolated incident. And I'm like, what the heck? And then like sometimes like you come in, the rolling rack will be sitting in the middle aisle. And yeah, I mean, I'll see a whole string of stuff, I mean, you go in there enough, you kind of know the pattern of, what's been sitting in the store. I'm like, hey, what are all these things doing on the new rack that's coming out? It's like, oh, these things have been in here forever. I mean, but they just do that, and it's crazy.
I've seen items go to the back and come back out, and they priced $1. They've added $1 to the price. or it's been in the store for a month and a half, and it's been knocked down by 50 cents.
Right.
It just seems like the whole idea of retail would be to move it quick, especially in that situation when they have no money in the product.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm forgetting the basketball game. I gotta go.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about sending this since Dwayne's starting to show. I definitely don't want to be that guy. I don't want to step on nobody's toes. So,
all right, boys and girls. Well, it's been a pleasure hanging out with you guys.
I'm gonna end this.
See you, Ronnie.
Y'all, I appreciate everybody coming out. You guys all subscribe to all these guys: Craig Landshark, Ronnie, Justin, Glenn, John. You guys know all these guys. Make sure you guys all sub to them if you guys aren't sub to them already. But I definitely appreciate everybody coming out tonight, stuff like that. But yeah, like I said, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to step on nobody's toes because I sure wouldn't want that done to me if I was actually doing a legitimate show instead of just a hangout here. So. Yeah, you guys go over to Dwayne Mothership Products channel. Go check out his auction show. Usually there's always some good stuff on there. So anyway, guys, we're going to end this. So y'all have a great night, everybody.
Bye-bye. Man. Thanks, Andy.